National Commercial Bank, Sunshine Snacks, First Rock Group, Grace Foods, and our other sponsors: Multilink, Kiss Baking Company, Hose Assembly and Supplies, Students Loan Bureau, Massey Distribution Limited, Starbucks, Tourism Enhancement Fund, Evergrow, Real Estate Board, Horton's Pharmacy, Petrojam Limited, Wellington Dental, Fontana Pharmacy, Juicy Patties, Maxi Department Store, Road Safety Unit, JTA Cooperative Credit Union, ISP Finance Services, Postage Logistics Group, Royal Turn Resorts, High-Low Food Stores, Charles O'Connor Consulting Network.
If you think you are beaten, you are. If you'd like to win, but think you can't, it's almost certain you won't. Life's battles don't always go to the faster or stronger man. But sooner or later, the man who wins is the man who thinks he can.
Let's light the torch, and the flames heat up the track, burn up the games, and let the world know our name. We're Team Jamaica.
Nationwide, 90 FM, your Olympic station.
Let's light the torch, and the flames heat up the track, burn up the games, and let the world know our name. Go Team Jamaica. And when our flag is raised and our anthem plays, stand up and take your place. Go Team Jamaica. And after you run your race, no matter where you place, we will still celebrate you, Team Jamaica. Let's light the torch, and the flames heat up the track, burn up the games, and let the world know our name. We're Team Jamaica. Let's light the torch, and the flames heat up the track, burn up the games, and let the world know our name. Go Team Jamaica. Let's light the torch. Team Jamaica. And let the world know our name. Go Team Jamaica. Let's light the torch. Team Jamaica. And let the world know Team Jamaica. Go Team Jamaica. Go Team Jamaica. Yeah. Go Team Jamaica. Go Team Jamaica. Go Team Jamaica.
All right. This is Nationwide 90 FM. It's 12:24 p.m. on the clock. My name is George Davis. I'm introducing you to Paris this afternoon on This Day in Sports, Monday, August 5, 2024. I'm not alone. With me is Juliet Cuthbert Flynn and Raymond Casey Graham. Good afternoon, Juliet.
Good afternoon to you, and also good afternoon to our listeners.
Casey, good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, sir, and good afternoon to Gillette and the listeners.
All right, we are waiting the arrival of Trevor T.C. Campbell, so I'm lounging.
Where's I left you out?
So I'm sure tell you.
So I'm lounging at the back some time ago. Let's see what happens where he's concerned and when he arrives here. Of course, this afternoon we expect to also make a link with Wayne Walker, repeated links, Paris connections throughout the broadcast, and also to speak with with Kareem Boyer. Things will be on the studio couch with his guest. TC is walking to the area, like when athletes are marshalling for the event and everybody marshal and gone, and last man coming, and then he more quarrel with the officials for not entering him in the race. Why indeed? All right, so TC takes his seat on this day. Paris this afternoon. PTA is underway now. We want to start this program today, listeners, viewers, by sharing with you an interview given inside the Athletes Village, it would appear, by Stephen Francis, the man at the helm of MVP Track Club, had some very interesting comments about the Olympics in general and Kishane Thompson specifically. And, he said something that we didn't know from here, that Kishane Thompson was battling hamstring issues after he ran the semi-final. He said that, yes, he had hamstring issues and the physio worked a miracle to get him ready for the final. And that may account for why the big man wasn't able to move into the medal decisively that we expected of him. Well, I don't know if he's expected or wanted, but both expected and wanted. And some of the comments on social media are just ridiculous. I see some people calling Kishane Thompson a disappointment. And I say to myself, George, waste not your time with the infidels, because they exist to upset you and you play their game if you absorb their foolishness and react to it strongly. So without further ado, here's this interview with Stephen Francis.
Do you think that the hold up at the start affected the athletes in any way?
I suspect it would have affected those who were most eager to run. But the Olympics has been very weird. It has certainly been the worst I've ever been to. And it's from the warm-up area to the training tracks to how they operate inside the stadium. It's all very amateurish. But you say it's the worst you have been in. You have been to at least 8 Olympics. And this is the worst. Paris is your worst Olympics. By a long way. Not even close. I mean, Paris itself, it is great. But how this Olympics was organized and executed, at least as far as athletics is concerned, is extremely poor.
Okay, so Coach Francis.
No, it's not ending there. There's a lot more of it. Mm-hmm. The video I sent you was longer. Yes, I know. So we need to find the longer version, because he went to speak about Kishane Thompson. We didn't hear that on that video, and I want all of that. Do you need me to resend it? Oh, okay. He says it's good. All right, let's go again.
Certainly was, as well.
Running 9:79, as I know, the expectations is that he would have been the Olympic champion, but it didn't happen tonight. But Kishane, I think, based on his experience, you would say that he did well.
I said he did well, and it gives him something to look forward to for the rest of the season and for the next season. So hopefully that will make the future even better. An Olympic silver medal is no joke. So,
do you think that the hold up at the start affected the athletes in any way?
I suspect it would have affected those who were most eager to run. But the Olympics has been very weird. It has certainly been the worst I've ever been to, and it's from the warm-up area to the training tracks to how they operate inside the stadium. It's all very
amateurish. But you say it's the worst you have been in. You have been to at least 8 Olympics. And this is the worst. Paris is your worst Olympics.
By a long way. Not even close. I mean, Paris itself, it is great. But how this Olympics was organized and executed, at least as far as athletics is concerned, is extremely poor.
Okay, so Coach Francis, I want to just congratulate you on your silver medal. Any word on Sharika? What's happening with her?
Well, I'm sure she'll be resting. She and trying to get it recovered so that she can continue her career in the sport, and I'm sure it will be brighter than before.
What's the reason for pulling her today?
Oh, she just could not run at the speed she needed to run confidently, and I think that was the main reason.
Okay, will she be continuing this for the rest of the season?
I think she's going to spend the next couple of weeks trying to get it properly healed, and then we'll have to see.
Okay, thanks, Coach.
Okay.
Congrats.
There's a part of the interview, Alric, where we spoke to Kishane's hamstring issues. I didn't hear that part, but All right, we can see if we can scrub it and find it. But nevertheless, team, you'd have heard Stephen Francis there talking about Paris being the worst Olympics that he's attended upon. He says, 8, and this is by far the worst. And he made clear that nothing is wrong with the city. The city is fantastic, but just the organization of the Olympics. Can anybody here put a finger on what may have caused Stephen Francis to pass this verdict on Paris? And I see Raymond pointing at Juliet.
Let me say, from what I saw, I see the athletes walking quite a bit to get from point A to point B. Most Olympic Village, you're not walking a lot. There are trams. You're driven from the bus to the warm-up area. As far as the sleeping arrangement, we saw some of that about the beds. We didn't have those kinds of beds, even though you're trying to, possibly save money when it comes to the Olympic Games. So you're probably going to dispose of some of the things that you have. But the warm-up, what I mainly hear persons talking about is really the distance that they have to walk. That's not something that I'm used to in the 5 Olympic Games that I went to. You have a tram taking you to and from, so you did not have to. I think Barcelona was probably the longest that I had to walk from the warm-up area to the tunnel to get to before you get into the stadium. But I think maybe the organization, as you said, from what I saw, was not the best condition for the athletes. When it comes to the air conditioning system or the heat, those are things that persons from the Jamaica organization, the JOA, would have had to go and look at to see what the rooms are like, to see if and what is possibly going to be needed for the athletes' comfort. And so, everybody would know in advance what the rooms are going to look like and what the situation is going to be.
Yes.
And so I'm not sure, all the details of what Frano was speaking about, but I think those are some of the little things that we should not take that are important for the athletes' comfort.
And more to your point, on the Diamond League circuit, these athletes are fitted. They are put up at the best hotels. It's royal treatment.
5-star hotels.
Yeah.
When we're driven, we have police escort.
Yes.
To and from the stadium.
Yes.
So we're used to that. That's what the athletes are used to. Police escort, 5-star hotels, the best food.
No expense paid.
No expense at all whatsoever while they're there.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But this is the Diamond League, Judge. These people have big money. And I think when you look at the amount of people.
This is the Olympics.
Yes, and that's the problem. Many people come to the Olympics compared to Diamond League.
No. But all
put
Olympics,
it in that
again,
perspective.
Most of the Olympics the Olympic Games that I went to, you're still treated like royalty.
Yes, and that's what she's saying. Yeah. So hold on, Casey. Let me put something in perspective before you come, because I'm coming to you for your perspective on Frano's comments. It is bad form, I believe, to fit the athletes on the Diamond League circuit, to treat them like prince and princesses, and then at the level you say is the highest level, it's almost like they've gone back in the past. Exactly. So you're used to sleeping at the Pegasus and at S Hotel and at Marriott and wherever. And then when
you put me in a cardboard.
You put me on dorm, or may I drop off at the bed if my turn.
Well, the dorms are fine, So the dorms are fine.
When I say dorm, because dorm suggests that it's not going to be comfortable now somewhere for your resting, but nobody feels so you can roll down 3 times, roll 3 times and still remain on the bed. I'm just saying. So that's the point I'm making, Casey. You can't say that the athletes, the world's finest, are treated like little emperors and empresses on the Diamond League circuit, and then you tell them that the Olympics is a level higher than that, and they go to Spartan surroundings. I'm just saying.
You asked me about Frano comment, right?
Yes.
If Kishane had won the event, if Sherika
had competed
and did well, would we have heard the same comment from Frano?
Perhaps not.
And I think Frano, it has not been his best Olympics.
Mm-hmm.
Because remember, we didn't hear anything for the past 4 Olympics. He has coached the top female.
Yes.
Right? Double. And
Shelley.
And we have never heard something like this.
Mm-hmm.
So I am kind of concerned if, because of what has happened to his athlete, Tia not making it amongst the medals, Kishay not winning the blue ribbon title, and Sharika out of the Olympics. It has been his worst, yes, but is it? I have not heard much complaint. I read a lot, I listen a lot. I have not heard complaints from the other organized groups, federations. I'm starting to wonder if Fano is just upset. We
I
all know
heard about
Fano.
the walking though, the distance.
Yeah. But he makes look at this. He says far. I don't understand, but as I said, if things had gone the other way, perhaps we wouldn't have heard.
Knowing Stephen Francis, he probably would have said, look, organizationally it's crap, but my athletes have done well, so I'm satisfied. So I still think that organizationally he would have still had things to gripe about, even though I accept the point that you're making, that if the athletes had been winning as we're used to his athletes winning, then he would have been in a better mood. TC, what's your perspective on Samo's, on Frano's verdict on Paris overall?
You might not like my answer, but
I like it.
It's your opinion. And we accept it.
Yes, go ahead.
I would be very cautious in trying to figure out what
to interpret Frano's words.
And I'll leave it at that.
All right, here's what I like the answer, TC. I like it. We have the section where he spoke to Kishin, because for a moment I was wondering if I was dreaming, because I was telling Juliet about it off air, and she may have wondered, well, did George fall asleep and imagine that Stephen spoke to hamstring issues where Kishin is concerned? Here is that section of the video.
He's a very good athlete who you can't allow yourself to get down to his level, and I think that's what happened to Kishin today. But I think Kishin performed very, very well, given the fact that, as I said, he had been having hamstring issues after the semi-finals. Sean had to work on him a lot, and I think it was very creditable and courageous of him to run the way he did, given all that. But I think he was disappointed in his start, and I certainly was as well.
Running 9:79.
Right, so he was saying Noah Lyles, that's where he started. He pivoted from Noah Lyles and saying Kishin and other athletes can't allow Noah Lyles' antics to rest on their own shoulders. And then he went into the fact to say something that I have not heard before now, that Kishin had hamstring issues coming out of the semi-final where he ran what, 980? 9.80. Yeah. Yes, that's what he ran. After that, and he required extensive treatment from his physio to get ready for the final. Does that shed any new light on the outcome of the 100 for you, Juliet? I see you looking quizzical.
No, because Kishane's fastest time is 9:77. He ran 9:79. And so, yes, when he ran the 9:77, we could tell that he still had something left in him. But when you run a 9:79 and you tighten up, and it's your form is totally different. That has a lot to play in how fast you finish. And we saw that in the 100-meter finals, that he tightened up. He was just, reaching, not the best of form. He was not as relaxed as the 9:77 as we saw, or the 9:80 that he ran in the semifinals. And so two different running styles. Now, for me, when you say a hamstring issue, I don't know what that issue could be. Whether he was just tight. And if you're tight, then that's not a real big, you can easily, as you said, somebody was working on you. So it's probably tightness that he had, and physio was able to work on it. I don't think it was an injury, or he would not have run the way what we saw out there. It was not an injury. Yeah. Maybe he was just tight.
And George, if you listen to Civil, he said after his race, he had a groin problem. Based on Kishin, what he said nothing about any injury. He said he's happy, he ended injury-free.
Yes.
And my concern is that if you watch Frano training sessions, his athletes do not run all the way through. And seeing that Kishin is a rookie, he's used to running to 70, 80. And it caught up with him at this big stage. Because you can't be shutting off at 60, 70. When you come to this level, I'm meeting people like Lyles and those people, Fred Curley. These people are running through the line. I think what he did in training, he's so immune to this. So it happened that, 80, 90. And he said he tried to stretch, he tried to reach for the finish. But he's not used to that. because he has not done that in training. I've watched all of Kishane race.
And Asafa did a lot of that also.
Right. I've watched all of Kishane's races this season. He has not run an 100 meter. He has run 70, 80, jog 20. And this I think this came back to haunt him at the biggest 100 meter for him this year.
Well, I tell you what, it's something I griped about yesterday when I was talking about how track and field appears to be a linear analytic subject where 1 + 1 = 2 all the time. It's this Jamaican obsession with shutting down. Oh, she shut it down. I don't see anything I hate. So yeah, I want to see people competing full-blooded, but this thing for the cameras. Oh, did you see me? I shut it down after 70 meters, and I don't know if it plays a part, but I'm just saying I don't like it, and I like my athletes, as you've said, Casey, to run right through. Let me see what you can do at full tilt. Practice to run at full tilt, and you put yourself in the position when you are challenged to be able to respond. Noah Lyles was dead set on running 101 meters.
Yeah.
He never come to shut it down at no point and showboat. It was just to get to the line first, and after that, nobody can stop you from going through the histrionics.
And George, when I listen our commentators, sometimes the Jamaican commentators, he's running under instruction. Stephen, it seems as if only Stephen athletes run under instruction. No other athletes run under instruction. He run under instruction. Tia is running under instruction. Sherika is running. It's only Stephen athletes alone run under instruction. Panelists.
If I may chime in, I myself, I even wrote on Twitter that the athletes have to stop looking around. I mean, if you hate the shutting down, but if there's one thing I hate is the athletes looking
left
sideways.
and right.
You can use your peripheral vision and see and feel. You can also feel the athletes come in and to find out where they are instead of looking around. We see the women shutting it down, but shutting it down a particular way, running easy. We saw the gold medalist Julian Alfred. Easy running into her rounds.
Yes.
And this was still but she's used to running, as you said, through the tape. And so again, that may be a factor. The fact that he has not done it in major championship. So this time he had to overreach and stretch for that finish line because it's not something that he's used to. He's used to shutting it down from 70 meters.
TC.
Well, folks, the substantive issue here is the 100-meter final at the Olympics is like no other final anywhere.
Correct.
And it brings a certain amount of pressure with it.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
If you are not accustomed to operating under that kind of condition, you're going to come to the final and not perform like you're expected. I think all said and done, all good things said, I think Thompson just suffered from a bit of inexperience.
And look, we said it 2 days ago. We had a little discussion about it, about people's form holding up under pressure. Yeah?
That's all it was.
There you go. All right?
And I think people's form is going to always
And
break
there's nothing
under
wrong with
pressure.
it.
No, there's nothing wrong with that,
Yeah.
Everybody's form is probably going to go out the window when this is the Olympic finals,
Yes.
This is the finals and you feel people coming down on you. You're going to try to push and your form is going to go.
Yeah. Well, all right. We're going to take the break. When we come back, we're going to go to the studio couch because we understand that the mom of Kishane Thompson is going to speak to Kareem Boyer things. But after the break.
Celebrate our athletes with the winning spirit. Ray Rum. The time by Ray and Nephew White Overproof Rum is...
It's 12:45.
Whether you're overseas or in Jamaica, everybody wants their little piece of yard. Well, that's where a JMMB bank mortgage comes in. With JMMB, you'll get more support, more incentives, more benefits, more coverage with the JMMB insurance brokers. And also, we give you more time to repay. Your JMMB mortgage expert will answer all of your questions and guide you through every step along the journey. You're not alone with JMMB. Contact us at info@jmmb.com and learn how you can get more than just a mortgage.
So you think all toilet paper is the same?
Yeah, basically, tissue is tissue.
You obviously never experienced the domino effect then.
No, what that?
Feel this.
Wow, that is soft.
Not just soft, Domino toilet paper is also super strong and ultra absorbent. Basically, you're getting comfort where you need it most.
So yeah, you want to give me this one, right?
Domino toilet paper. Experience the domino effect and get softness all around you. Available at retail stores near you.
KFC this summer, we a bucket together. Well, I vibe with your crew, yeah, we a stay true, the taste is so good. KFC, bucket on the ends with the real one. My island, we a world champion. With my KFC, I'm gonna be me, jam rock, celebrate with we. KFC, we a bucket together.
When we bucket together, we are as we really are. Enjoy a family 12, party 15 or party 21 bucket. KFC, proud sponsor of Jamaica 60.
Nationwide 90 FM now presents live coverage of the games of the 33rd Olympiad from Paris, the city of love. Our coverage is brought to you by
our diamond sponsors,
KFC, Pizza Hut, Fosrich,
or gold sponsors,
Sagicor Group, J. Ray and Nephew,
or silver sponsors,
Supreme Ventures Limited, Digicel, Gatorade,
or bronze sponsors,
National Road Operating and Constructing Company Limited, Spirits Expressions Sports Lounge, Imperial Optical Jamaica, Rainforest Caribbean, National Commercial Bank, Sunshine Snacks, First Rock Group, Grace Foods,
and our other sponsors,
Multilink, Kiss Baking Company, Hose Assembly and Supplies, Students Loan Bureau, Massey Distribution Limited, Starbucks, Tourism Enhancement Fund, Evergrow, Real Estate Board, Horton's Pharmacy, Petrojam Limited, Wellington Dental, Fontana Pharmacy, Juicy Patties, Maxi Department Store, Road Safety Unit, JTA Cooperative Credit Union, ISP Finance Services, Postage Logistics Group, Royalton Resorts, High-Low Food Stores, Charles O'Connor Consulting Network.
Welcome back to Paris this afternoon on Nationwide 90 FM as we cover the games of the 33rd Olympiad from Paris. They say it's the city of love. Just to remind you that coming up later, you have the opening round of the men's 200 meters, round one opening round, I did say it. And I can just give you the early lane assignments in the heats before we go forward. Heat 1 doesn't have a Jamaican, but it has Chekina Traore from Cote d'Ivoire. It has Wade Van Niekerk, the South African, in lane 3. Joseph Fanbule from Liberia in lane 4. Famously, when Fanbule ran for Liberia at the 2021 Tokyo Olympics, he had never been to the country before. So he actually wore the Liberian colors, ran for Liberia before he even set foot there. Joseph Fanbule, he runs in lane 4 of Heat 1. Caleb Law of Australia is in lane 5. Albert Komansky of Poland drawn in lane 6. Ryan Zeze represents France, he's in lane 7. Felix Svensson for Switzerland in lane 8. And Esiosa Faustin Desalu will run for Italy out of lane 9. Heat 2 has Udode Chudi Onwuzorike from Nigeria in lane 2. Tarsis Gracious Orogo for Uganda in lane 3. Thomas Nemec for Czech Republic in lane 4. Jose Gonzalez from the Dominican Republic in lane 5. Renan Correa from Brazil in lane 6. Andrew Hudson, the Jamaican, is in lane 7 in that heat. And Cesar Almiron from Paraguay is in lane 8. And Wania McCoy is drawn in lane 9. Heat 3 has Brendan Rodney for Canada in lane 2. Letsile Tibogo in lane 6, the man who went close in the 100 meters final but didn't snag a medal. He's in lane 3. Makanakaishe Charamba for Zimbabwe is in lane 4. Timothy Mumenthaler from Switzerland is in lane 5. Benjamin Richardson for South Africa is in lane 6. Koki Ueyama for Japan is in lane 7, and Filippo Tortu for Italy out in lane 8. Lane 4, heat 4 rather, has Josh Hartmann. He was in the 100 meters semifinals. He reached as far as the semifinals, the German. He is in lane 2. Kenny Bednarek rather, he is in lane 3. Just missed out in the 100 meters final in a very, very tight finish. He just missed out on a medal. Kenny Bednarek, he's in lane 3 in heat 4. Shota Izuka for Japan is in lane 4. Alexander Ogando for the Dominican Republic is in lane 5. Andre Macic for Czech Republic is in lane 6. Diego Aldo Petorossi for Italy in lane 7, and Zarnel Hughes, who missed out on the final of the 100 meters. His 10.01 in the semis was not good enough to give him a lane in the final, and he said, boy, it's just that he's short of work because he's coming from a hamstring injury and not at his best in the 100. Hopefully he can reap rich rewards in this 200. He's out in lane 8 in heat 4. Heat 5 has Aaron Brown, the Canadian, who false started in the heats of the 100 meters and was thrown out by the officials. He's in lane 2 in heat 5. Tapawinasha Makarau from Zimbabwe is in lane 3. Arian Knighton is in lane 4 for the United States. Edward Kubelik for the Czech Republic is in lane 5. Pablo Mateo is in lane 6. Sean Maswangani for South Africa went as far as the semifinals of the 100 meters. He's in lane 7. Eric Erlandson for Sweden out in lane 8. And the Bahamian Ian Kerr is in lane 9. Heat 6, the sixth and final heat, has Blessing Akwasi Afrifa from Israel in lane 2. Can you imagine the security around him given the geopolitics where Israel is concerned? William Reis from Switzerland is in lane 3. Towa Uzawa for Japan is in lane 4. Brian Lavelle, the Jamaican, is in lane 5 in heat 6. Noah Lyles is beside him in lane 6. Andre de Grasse, the defending champion, is in lane 7, and Chun Han Yang from Chinese Taipei is out in lane 8. So Brian Lavelle will have to do a lot of running because Noah Lyles is outside him, and Andre de Grasse, the defending Olympic 200 meters champion, is also there, as we're looking at a shot of Gabby Thomas on the warm-up track. The situation where the 200 meters men is concerned, first 3 in each heat will advance to the semis directly. All others will advance to the repechage round. First 3 in each heat, they go to the semifinals, while all others will move to the repechage round of the men's 200 meters round 1. To come up, we have, we already know, they have the mom. We're just going. So let's go across to the studio couch for the moment, where Kareem Boyatings and his guest is over there.
All right. Yes, good. Well, afternoon, George. Good afternoon to our lovely panelists here at Nationwide. I'm on the couch with John Stuart Swift. It's back with us again. And yes, we're supposed to be having a conversation soon with the mother of our silver medalist, Kishane Thompson, Miss Grace Allen. So we're about to jump into that. We're, trying to get her on the phone lines, George. But, just based on what we've been seeing on social media, even though, persons are complaining that they're kind of tired with the early morning wake up and all of these things, but they're so excited with the hopes, right, of our men in the 200 meters. As you've just said just now, Brian Lavelle in that heat with Noah Lyles and the reigning Olympic champion, Andre de Grasse. But people are saying that, they're looking for a big performance from Lavelle. He did sub-20 for the first time in his career at the national trials. So social media are just beaming, and the people are actually counting down. They're saying that, that they are expecting that our 2 men, Brian Lavelle and Andrew Hudson, should do some great things. So they're excited.
Yeah, I don't want to put too much pressure, especially on Lavelle. This is his first major championship as a, athlete at the senior level. So I don't really want to put too much pressure on him. So I just want to see the heats and, hopefully, everything goes well, and then after the semi-final, we'll take it from there.
Actual, factual. Now, George, I'll just throw back to you, and as soon as we have Miss Allen on the phone lines, you'll hear from me next.
All right, so the man there, Kareem Boyatings, setting us up for that conversation with the mom of Kishane Thompson. They're ready with the 200 meters event? Yes. Let's go across because I've just given you the lane assignments for Heat 1 of the men's 200 meters. Traore, Cote d'Ivoire, Van Niekerk, South Africa, Fanbule from Liberia, Law from Australia, Komansky from Poland, Zeze from France, Svensson from Switzerland, and Desalu from Italy. Those are the 8 men competing in Heat 1 men's 200 meters at the Paris Olympics. Liberian coming through to win in 20.20 second. Desalu, the Italian, running through for second in 20.26 to also qualify along with the South African 400 meters world and Olympic record holder Wade Van Niekerk, who faded into third at 20.42. Even from his days on the NCAA circuit, KC, Joseph Fanbule was the most devastating closer in NCAAs in the 200 meters. You wouldn't see him for the first 120, but you bet your bottom dollar when the last 50 meters came, he would just be striding through. The powerful Liberian. The Americans wanted him to run for their flag. He said, no, it's where my parents are from. That's the flag I'm going to defend. So Joseph Fanbule are coming through to take the opening heat in 20.20 second. We may have to turn this down a little bit. Down further, yeah. Down. From 24 to maybe 21, Juliet, is that good for you? 21 is good for you. 21, there we go. I saw you fanning in the so Joseph, beg your pardon, Casey talked to me about Joseph Fanbule, one of the biggest talents on the NCAA circuit leading into the 2021 Olympics in Tokyo. He was still in school in the months leading up to Tokyo, ran for Liberia, didn't run as well as many expected, but that was his first time at the top level. Comes back here, is he a better athlete than 4 years ago?
Yes, he has come of age now, and he has learned a lot, especially competing against some of the top collegiate athletes, and he has done well at that level, and I think the experience over the years has done him well. And we saw it today. Van Niekerk was out like a flash, but this man showed that he can run from behind, and he finished strongly. This is his strong point in his 200 meters.
Just before the time signal, TC, as quickly as you can. I don't know about you, it's painful to see Wade Van Niekerk so reduced in his running. 20.42 at the 200 meters for the man who ruled the world in the 400 meters not so long ago. Painful to watch a champion struggle like this.
Painful is the word. When you remember what he represented, he was the future of track and field, if not just the 400 meters.
Yes.
And to see him reduced to what he is now, it's tough.
Yeah. Wade Van Niekerk, third and qualifying for the semis at 20.42. Let's take this time signal.
By paying it forward, you're making sure the next generation achieves their academic goals. Repay your students' loan today. The temperature brought to you by the Students' Loan Bureau is
34 degrees Celsius in Kingston, 32 degrees Celsius down in Montego Bay.
KFC this summer, we a bucket together. Well, I vibe with your crew, yeah, we a stay true, the taste is so good. KFC, bucket on the ends with the real one. My island, we a world champion with my KFC. I'm gonna be me, jam rock, celebrate with we. KFC, we a bucket together.
When we bucket together, we are as we really are. Enjoy a family 12, party 15, or party 21 bucket. KFC, proud sponsor of Jamaica 60.
Nationwide 90 FM now presents live coverage of the games of the 33rd Olympiad from Paris, the city of love. Our coverage is brought to you by
Or diamond sponsors.
KFC, Pizza Hut, Fosrich.
Or gold sponsors.
Sagicor Group, J. Ray and Nephew.
Or silver sponsors.
Supreme Ventures Limited, Digicel, Gatorade.
Or bronze sponsors.
National Road Operating and Constructing Company Limited, Spirits Expressions Sports Lounge, Imperial Optical Jamaica, Rainforest Caribbean, National Commercial Bank, Sunshine Snacks, First Rock Group, Grace Foods,
and or other sponsors.
Multilink, Kiss Baking Company, Hose Assembly and Supplies, Students Loan Bureau, Massey Distribution Limited, Starbucks, Tourism Enhancement Fund, Evergrow, Real Estate Board, Horton's Pharmacy, Petrojam Limited, Wellington Dental, Fontana Pharmacy, Juicy Patties, Maxi Department Store, Road Safety Unit, JTA Cooperative Credit Union, ISP Finance.
Hudson fading badly after coming off the curve marginally the leader. He was reeled in very quickly by the rest of the field, and I'll tell you his time in short order. The winner, the Ugandan Tarsis Gracious Orogo, in 20.32 seconds. These times, the times in the first two heats have not been fast by any stretch. It's spelled Wanya. I heard Lance say Wanye. Lance is a scholar and a gentleman, but I'll go with Wanya. Wanya McCoy for Bahamas, 20.35. Renan Correa from Brazil, 20.41. Those are the three automatic qualifiers. Andrew Hudson finishing in 20.53. His reaction time was the second fastest in the field. He got out to a flying start, but just on the crown of the bend, the field started to reel him in, the men on his inside, and he faded into fourth spot at 20.53 seconds. Assess that run for me from Andrew Hudson, TC.
Andrew Hudson ran a fantastic curve. Came to the straight, it was still looking good, but at maybe about 50 meters ago, he faded very badly. Couldn't find another gear, couldn't find any reserves, and ended up coming fourth in 2051.
Casey?
Yeah, I think not competing after trials on the circuit. This is one of the downfall of these athletes. We have not seen him, and you need competition to keep you going. It showed. He came off the curve. He looked good, but the other athletes who are competing, they finished strong and overtook him. Now he will have he had a second chance, So let us see what he will do.
Yeah, well, you all would know this, and you probably think I'm lying, but I ran what? I ran 4 races at Champs in '97.
Which champs? Primary champs?
Boys champs. Well, it was a standalone. I ran for Jonathan Grant in '97. You can ask Kenrick Williams, the coach. He was a coach of our team back then.
Okay.
Yeah, we had Rohan McDonald that year, and Christopher Rose and other guys that had won medals.
I know them.
You know those names. Yeah. There you go. So here's the thing: the telltale sign.
We didn't know his name.
No, of course not. If it was academics,
he was not a standout.
No, I wasn't actually. No,
it was a sit-in.
I was a sit-in, not a standout. As an athlete, yeah. Here's the thing, though, Juliet. The telltale sign of an athlete struggling is when you start leaning for the tape 5 meters before the finish. Andrew Hudson was leaning from about 193 meters, and that is the surest sign that, as they say in horse racing, you're begging for the finish wire to move from where it is and come forward to you. Struggling badly.
Yeah, struggling badly, and again, I think. Not having races played a factor, I think, in some of the athletes especially that we've seen. He ran a good 130. That's it. 130 meters. I think that's where everybody started to gain on him. That last 70 meters into the in that 200 meters. Again, it is really important, for athletes to get some races under their belt before a major championship like this, especially when you're a sprinter. It is important, and that didn't happen, and we're seeing the results playing out here in the Olympic Games.
So TC, what's the importance of that? Maybe you want to just expand that a bit, not for my sake.
Well, I mean, you get faster. You need to be race sharp. You need to be sharper.
Yeah.
And so even though you're training, it's not the same as being race sharp.
I keep telling people that
that's what I
training
wanted to
different.
get.
Yeah.
Training is different from competing.
Stick up in there because we have Wayne Walker over there in Paris Connections.
Paris Connection with Wayne Walker is brought to you by the Sagicor Group. Out of many, one pulse.
Let's go, Wayne. Wayne? Wayne hearing us? Is Wayne hearing us? All right, we're trying to get Wayne up. There you go. Wayne, are you hearing us? You can go ahead.
Yes, I am hearing you. You're hearing me?
Loud and clear.
Okay, so it's 8 minutes past 8 in the evening here in Paris, and the evening session is up and running. On the way, of course, Andrew Hudson, the first Jamaican in action in the evening session of the championship. I'm sure you would have announced this already, George. And of course, it's up on the socials about the official confirmation from the tribunal, which listened to the protest from the Jamaicans last night as it regards Natoya Gould and their possibility of running in the final. That was rejected, and they say they are willing to meet with the Jamaican authorities if they so desire. So a very good evening to look forward to. It's very cool here in the Stade de France. The sun is out. It's very, very hot, and it's 8 o'clock in the night, and it's a regular occurrence. It's general stuff in Europe, especially here in France. So we're looking forward to another good evening of athletics for Jamaica. Andrew Hudson just passed us here, and he says he's not willing to talk. He has another race tomorrow, the repechage, and he's looking forward to that because he didn't take one of the 3 automatic spots. So I'm here and getting ready to interview the athletes as soon as they make their way up into the mixed zone. I tell you guys, I'm so close to the track. I'm about 60, maybe 50 meters away from the track. If I stretch enough, I touch the track. I'm that close. So we'll get them once they're willing to talk.
Very well, sir. Thank you very much. Hold the line. I'll stay on the line. Paris Connections with Wayne Walker, sponsored by Sagicor. Heat 3 is on track, and Brendan Rodney from Canada is in lane 2. Let's see the Tobago from Botswana is in lane 3. Charamba Makanakaishe from Zimbabwe is in lane 4. Timothy Mumenthaler from Switzerland, lane 5. Benjamin Richards from South Africa, the Republic of South Africa, is in lane 6. Koki Oeyama from Japan is out in lane 7, and on his outside is Filippo Tortu, the man from Italy. Tobago has gone as fast as 19.5 seconds. Should be a class 2 good for these boys. They won't pass his exam 1 suspects in this event. Let's go across to our commentator.
Many athletes across the Caribbean who go to GC
South Africa, Benjamin Richardson. Of course, you know the repechage rules are that everybody is entitled, if that eligibility window is opened, provided that you finish your race and provided that you report for the start. So if you don't start, no chance. If you did not finish, no chance. If you finish, doesn't matter in what position or in what time, you are eligible. That said, let's see the Tobago. Nice and easy. He's just a loose, fluid sprinter. 20.10 he clocked to win this event. Charamba, the Zimbabwean, second in 20.27, and the Italian Tortu getting third in 20.29. Just behind him was the Canadian Brendan Rodney with a season's best 20.30. But you've been impressed for some time now, Juliet, with Tobago. So impressed for so long that you thought he was an old man. You didn't know that he was a whippersnapper, a young boy.
Yeah, he's just 21 years old, and I mean, we've been hearing that name and seeing his performance in the 100 and the 200 meter. Of course, I clearly think that he's a better 200 meter runner.
He thinks so too,
right? Than he is in the 100 meter. We saw his credible performance in these Olympic Games in the 100 meter, and so I'm looking for good things from him. The fact that he ran a 19, I think his best time this year is 19. Season best is 1971,
yeah.
And so looking for something good from him because he looked quite relaxed in this first round.
What a talent, TC. Let's see the Tobago.
And you will recall when, as a junior, the hot talk was about this would be the person who would replace
Usain Bolt.
Usain Bolt.
Mm-hmm.
He hasn't really matched up to those high standards, but he's still a fine sprinter. Very easy on the eyes. Does the thing without effort. Good-looking youngster.
I remember the last Roll on a 20. He was chastised for what he did at the end of the race.
Showboating.
He's quality. And after running 3 rounds of 100 meters and coming back and look like that, I think he will be in the top 3. I think he will spoil the USA sweep.
Well, he is cherry ripe for this engagement because he's run some brutal 100 meters. Just missed out on the medal, as we said. When sub 9.91, he was faster than 9.91 and still couldn't snag a medal. And he is at the top of his game going into this 200 meters. But there's a Noah Lyles figure that he has to navigate. Heat 4, meanwhile, as we see a shot of Lyles in the call room, greeting one and all. Heat 4 has Josh Hartmann, the German. He's fast. He's in lane 2. A season's best time of 20.15 for him. He's gone as fast in his life as 20.02 Hartmann. Lane 3 has Kung Fu Kenny, disappointed in the 100 meters, but who wouldn't behind the brutal speed shown by the medalists in that event. Benerick has gone 19.59 this season, which is also his personal best. He's in lane 3. Shota Izuka, the Japanese sprinter, his season's best 20.46, his lifetime best 20.11. The man from the Dominican Republic, Alexander Ogando, he's gone 19.98 this season, has his best mark, his personal best just behind that at 90, well, just below that at 19.91. Then Andre Macic from the Czech Republic, he has gone 20.78, his best time in 2024, his lifetime best 20.39. Then Diego Aldo Petorossi from Italy, his lifetime best is his season's best, which is 20.45 seconds. And then the outstanding Brit in lane 8 on the outside, the tall man who represented Kingston College, Zarnell Hughes, season's best 19.96, has a personal best of 19.73. But from what he said after the 100, there's no chance he's in 1973 shape, Casey.
No, because he's coming off an injury, and he has not raced a lot this season because of the injury. And we saw him at the World Championship last year at his best. I don't think the injury has curtailed his preparation, so we do not expect much from Zarnell in the 200.
All right, let's break for a time signal.
Music users, a license from JCAP is a must for the use of music for entertainment purposes. Respect the music, respect the creators, play by the rules. The time by Jamaica Association of Composers, Authors and Publishers Limited is
1:15. All right, so Juliet was just saying it to us here that after the 100s and given the problems that he said he had with his hamstring, she wouldn't expect Zarnell Hughes to be able to report for this. And she's right, a prophetess Juliet, because he has been scratched from the event. Zarnell Hughes not turning up for the 200 meters, a disappointment because all of the British press this morning, all of the leading papers that I read, the Telegraph, the Independent, the Mail Online, were talking about Hughes and his shot at redemption in the 200, which is the better event for him, but fitness undermining him once again. again, as it has done so many athletes. We could sit here for 5 hours and talk about injured athletes. He is the latest to be added to the pile, although he did complete his assignment in the 100 meters, though not quick enough to get into the final. So that leaves a field of 7. Hartman, lane 2. Benarek, lane 3. Izuka, lane 4. Ogando, lane 5. Machik, lane 6. Peterossi, lane 7. Those are the men running for 3 automatic qualifying places. All others will advance to the repechage round, and of course, because Darnell Hughes didn't report to the starter in this Heat 4, he will not be eligible for the repechage chance. Let's go over to our commentator.
There are some moments at these Olympic Games that we will
meters, 19.96, the first sub 20 clocking of the section in the men's 200 meters to qualify ahead of the man from the Dominican Republic, Alexander Ogando, 20.04, second fastest time we've seen to date, and Josh Hartman, the German, 20.30 seconds to also secure qualification to the next round. Casey Benarek is in good form at these Olympics. It's just that he found the 100 meters a patty too hot to eat at the moment, but he looked good in this opening round 200 meters heat.
You talk about patty. This is his bread and butter. He loves the 200 meter. And I remember the USA trials. He said to Niles, I'll get you next time we meet. I think he has a good shot, but I think Lyles is very confident, and he's a medalist. He should be a medalist, and I think he should get at least a silver medal in the 200.
You like that run, Juliet, from Kenny Benarek?
I really love that run. You heard the commentator saying that you ran very efficient race, very easy for him. He was very relaxed from start to finish, even though he ran impeccable, I would think, curve, because he was in first position coming off the curve, but he was very efficient, very relaxed, going all the way down to the finish line. And, I think the 100 meter running and the 100 meter and doing so well has served him well for these 200 to prepare him. So I'm looking for him to definitely be on the stands on the podium for the 200 meter finals.
Based on what you saw from him in the 100s and in this opening 200 meters heat, TC, is he a man who is set to grab one of those medals when this 200 meters the presentation is being made?
I would have him as one of the favorites to win, if not the favorite. He looked very, very well just now. Did everything that he would want to do in a preliminary round. Came off the curve, came off first, relaxed a bit. Everything was very fluid. He looks very sharp.
Yeah.
As he did in the 100s.
Yes. As he did in the 100s. All right, so Kenny Benarek taking care of the business in Heat 4 of the men's 200 meters. Heat 5 comes up now. In lane 1, the Canadian Aaron Brown at season's best of 20.29. He has a personal best of 19.95 seconds. A 100-meter sprinter as well, but he's better at 200. Tapiwanashi Makarau. Tapiwanashi Makarawu from Zimbabwe is in lane 3, a season's best and personal best of 19.93 seconds. Then the American in lane 4, Arian Knighton. 19.49 is his personal best. That's ridiculous. 19.49 the personal best. His season's best, 19.77, lane 4. Lane 5, Edward Kubalik from the Czech Republic. His personal best, 20.51. His season's best, 20.66. Then in lane 6 is Pablo Mateo from France. His season best and personal best are the same at 20.03. Then in lane 7, the South African Sean Maswangani. We've seen him in the 100 meters running very, very well. His season's best is 20.08. His personal best, 19.99. Then in lane 8, it's Eric Erlandson from Sweden. Also saw him in the 100s. His personal best and season's best in the 200, 20.52. He has it all to do it with a pair. And then outside him in lane 9 is the Bahamian Ian Kerr, a personal best and a season's best of 20.33 seconds. He also looks like he has it all to do. Casey, you were speaking earlier about, let's see, the Tobago, and saying that they were saying that he was next in line after Usain Bolt. They've also been saying it about this man, Arian Knighton, who'll run in lane 4 for the United States.
Yes, he's young, and I think he has a bright future. I think he, along with Tobago, are the two best young 200 meter athletes in the world, and it will be a nice battle between both of them for the bronze medal in the 200 meter.
I like that.
I like when you do that.
I like when you said that. The bronze medal.
Knighton, he's just 20. He ran 19.49, Juliet, in 2022.
As
in
a
Baton
junior.
Rouge, yes.
As a junior.
As a little boy.
As a little boy.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, it's ridiculous.
He was a young sensation.
Yes, he is. Yeah. So here he is lined up in the 200 meters in lane 4. Let's see what he will be able to produce. Arian Knighton. Let's go across to the commentators.
Edward Kubalik from the Czech Republic.
controversy around Area 19 and some contaminated meat and substance found in his system in a drug test after he had that meal. Well, that was his explanation, and he avoided a ban from these Paris Olympics. And the issue of contaminated meat, I remember there was a case famously some years ago involving the champion cyclist from the Tour de France, Alberto Contador, where he said he went to Mexico and he had several steaks in a barbecue, and that accounted for his elevated level of testosterone. I didn't believe it, but his lawyer was very good, because they convinced the tribunal that he wasn't a drug cheat. Suffice to say, the circumstances were so damaging, Contador's career fizzled after that. But Knighton is here, and here, legitimately, they say, he ran 19.99 to qualify. Makarau from Zimbabwe, 20.07 also qualifying, as did the South African. So two men from Southern Africa. Zimbabwe is in Southern Africa. South Africa is in Southern Africa. Both countries have a border, and Makarau running 20.07, Maswangani 20.20, both joining Area 19 in the semifinals of the men's 200 meters. KC 19.99. Was that as easy as Knighton made it look?
Easy like a Sunday morning. And coming here with a thing over his head, I think as a young athlete, I think that did not distract him, because he came here with a purpose and he looked easy. We're gonna see more from him. As we said before, he's one of the future, along with Tobago. So it'll be interesting to see what he does at this Olympics.
He's been good for so long, TC, that sometimes people forget that he's only 20.
You're correct about that. A good athlete. He probably have not made the kind of impact that he was expected of him in his younger days, but nevertheless, in this he looked smooth, did all the right things, was able to slow up without causing himself any discomfort. Good looking run.
William Mitchell joins us from New York. William, Area 19, 20 years old. They say he was next. They say Tobago is next. We haven't seen the next emerge just yet, but Knighton at only 20 still has every possibility of transforming into the supernova athlete they say he was going to be when he burst onto the scene at about 15, 16 years old.
Hi, good afternoon, and good afternoon to the panel.
Good afternoon.
I don't know what TC mean that he hasn't done what was expected when he was younger. He's still just 20 years old. He's still a youngster.
And that's the point I'm making, that he's been so good for so long and been around for so long. It's as if he's been here longer, that he's an older man, but he's only 20, yeah?
Right, and I almost forgot that he was just 20 years old, because you've been hearing about him for so long. I genuinely forgot that he is 20 years old. And the performance today was really good. He looked really smooth, and he looked like he was disappointed in himself at the end of the race for some reason there, which kind of show that he's a perfectionist, and definitely we should expect more going forward.
Maybe he ran too fast
when he was younger.
Heat 6 comes up, the sixth and final heat, and here we have the Olympic 100 meters champion gracing the track once again. In lane 2, the Israeli Blessing Akwasi Afrifa. Lane 3, well, Afrifa has a season's best of 20.46, personal best of 19.96. William Reyes from Switzerland, he has a personal best of 20.24, a season's best of 20.27. He's in lane 3. Lane 4, Towa Yuzawa from Japan, 20.26. His lifetime best is 20.23. His season's best is 20.26. Brian Lavelle, the Jamaican, his lifetime and season's best 19.97 seconds. Finally broke the 20-second barrier earlier this season at the national championships. That's what he produced to win the title. Noah Lyles, lane 6, needs no introduction. He's only the Olympic 100 meters champion and the world 200 meters boss for the past few seasons. He has a season's best of 19.53 seconds and a personal best of 19.31. That's a frying time from Noah Lyles as his personal best. Then in lane 7, the man who shocked the world and beat all of the Americans, turned back the big guns to the shock of many in Tokyo, Andre de Grasse. His season's best 19.98, his personal best 19.62. Every time you say, well, sure, him not going away, Andre DeGrasse produces something. Very unfortunate to run sub 10 and not make the final of the 100 meters. He's here for bore and for better. And then out in lane 8 is the man from Taipei, Chun Han Yang, with a season's best of 20.46 and a personal best of 20.23. Brian Lavelle is one of those up-and-comers, Juliet, who was hugely promising in high school. Appeared to have hit a flat spot immediately after high school, but to the delight of many who believed in him from his secondary school days, he seems to have revived himself and is now heading in the right direction as a senior with 19.97 already under his belt. He's running against the big boys, and when we say big boys, they don't get no better than the two men outside him, the defending Olympic champion and the man who's the nailed on favorite for the Olympic title. What do you expect from this young Jamaican?
I expect great things. I think the stadium was quite impressed with his performance at the senior trials, the Olympic trials in June. And so, not coming in with 19.97, as you said, I think he's definitely one to look forward to for the future. Again, I'm still concerned about our athletes not being race sharp.
Yes.
DeGrasse is going to be difficult to beat. The fact that he went under 10 seconds.
Yes.
Of course, we know Noah Lyles. He's the champion in this 100 meters from the Olympic Games. And so he has a tough semifinal, but I'm sure that he will be able to make it through.
Casey, is there an athlete, man or woman, who has a bigger heart than Andre DeGrasse? In terms of a warrior.
No, yeah, right, because nobody remember the last Olympic, right? Nobody expected him to win. He got 2 medals there, right?
Yes, he did.
Right, and I figure with age, he wouldn't have been performing so well, but he showed that. We saw that 4x1 really ankle that he did. He's special, and I think he will be in the final of this event, and it's a good baptism for young Brian Level. When up against the defending champion and the bronze medalist from the last Olympic. So we'll see what level is made up here.
DeGrasse, never flashy, but it's a case of this is the job and he'll get job done. Yeah, and he's a tremendous asset to Canada at a time when they don't have all that talent sprinkled across the big events in track and field, as we see the crowd acknowledging Noah Lyles as the Olympic champion. He's only 27 years old, Olympic champion in the 100 meters, and he says he's coming for the 200 meters, the 4x1 and the 4x4. No doubt he wants a haul of gold medals to say that not even Usain Bolt had an Olympics like me. That's what he's aiming for, because he's going to say, well, Bolt didn't run the 4x4 and I did, and I won gold. So he's looking to top what the Jamaican did some way on paper, even though he would need a taxi to get to 9.58, you believe. Anyway, heat 6 of the 200 meters is on the track, the last of the 6 heats. One Jamaican will have to make do in the repechage, and one has already qualified for the semifinals. Let's see if Brian Lavelle can also get through automatically without having to come back to run the extra race. times that qualifies the top three automatically from Heat 6 of the men's 200 meters. Brian Lavelle will have to make do with the repechage if he wants it. He was fourth in 20.47 seconds. So a look at the summary for the action in the men's 200 meters and all those who've qualified automatically. I'm going to go through that list now. Kenny Benerick is the fastest man through to the semifinals. Means nothing really, but he is the fastest man going through, 19.96. Another American, Arian Knighton, just behind him, 19.99. Alexander Ogondo from the Dominican Republic, 20.04. He's going through. Makarawu from Zimbabwe, 20.07. Tibogo from Botswana, 20.1. Noah Lyles, 20.19. Maswangani, 20.20. So too, the same time, credited to Joseph Fanbole from Liberia. Desalu from Italy, 20.26. Charamba from Zimbabwe, 20.27. Tortu from Italy, 20.29. Hartmann from Germany, 20.30. DeGrasse, 20.30. He's from Canada. Orogo from Uganda, 20.32. Uzawa from Japan, 20.33. McCoy from Bahamas, he made it automatically through. He did 20.35. Then Correa from Brazil, 20.41. Wade Van Niekerk qualifies for the Olympic semifinals with the slowest time of all those who went automatically through at 20.42 seconds. That's what we mean when we say it's hard to watch a real thoroughbred champion like Van Niekerk, who suffered a career-ending injury and miraculously rebounded from that, but has not been the same since, running 20.42 to get through to the semifinals of the 200 meters. All others, the names of the athletes I haven't called, they are eligible for the repechage. Only two who faced the starter in the opening heats, Jose Gonzalez and Zarnell Hughes, who did not start, will not be eligible for that second chance opportunity to get through to the semis of the men's 200 meters. Break time here on Paris this afternoon on Nationwide 90 FM.
Together we're our people standing strong. 3 million Jamaicans, let's work as one. Such a course and work with a plan. Proud and tall, let's make the whole world understand. Every Jamaican have the heart of a champion. Such a core, big up with champions. Watch my style, watch my skill, watch my flow. Standing out anywhere where we go. Many goals, many dreams, many strides. All the black, green and gold, and we pride. Proud and tall, let's make the whole world understand. We are strong when we are one, Sagicor, celebrating Jamaican success.
Shop with Hilo, it's so easy, no hassle, no more long line. Shop with Hilo, Hilo online delivers to your door. Shop safe and secure when you're online. Debit or credit card, pay online. And if you're busy all day, Hilo makes it easy.
Now you can download the Hilo app, visit HiloFoodStoresJA.com and pay for your foods online using a debit or credit card, locally or overseas, and have them delivered from select locations in Jamaica.
Hilo, it's so easy, pay and it's done with Hilo online. Shop with Hilo, Hilo at your fingertips.
Paris Connection with Wayne Walker is brought to you by the Sagicor Group. Out of many, one pulse.
Paris Connections are brought to you by Sagicor with the man Wayne Walker at the center of affairs. And let's join him now. Go ahead, Wayne.
Thank you very much. Come here, Brian. Let me hear from you. Today is a day that you'll never ever forget. It's the day that you made your international debut, and it's at the Olympic Games. So that aside, the objective of getting into the 200 meter semifinal still hanging in the balance because you didn't get one of the 3 automatic spots. Tell me about the event.
I think it was a bad race for me. I think I judged it wrong. I think that cost me automatic spot.
Oh, you judged the race wrong. What did you do wrong? When you say judge it, you break it down first.
I think I didn't run off the curve like I should have. I think that transition coming to church was not good.
Yeah. All right, so you've got an extra race tomorrow. The repechage you have to come back for. Are you going to come back?
I'll speak with my coach, and if she decides to I should come back, then I'll come back for sure.
Is it something that you want to do? Fine, I understand that you're going to have a dialogue with your coach, but what about you personally? Would you want to do it again tomorrow?
I mean, if it gives me another shot to qualify for semi-finals, I think I'll do it.
Oh, so the conversation is going to take place tonight?
Yes, definitely.
Yeah. This is the first global championship. Are you enjoying the atmosphere and everything?
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of people here. It's a good crowd.
Yeah. All right, Brian, go get some rest and have the chat with your coach, and let's see. Let's see if you come back tomorrow.
Yes, sir, definitely.
Brian Lavelle, guys.
Thank you, Wayne Walker. Paris Connecting, starring Wayne Walker, and he has the athletes, both Jamaican and international stars, stop to speak with the man representing Nationwide 90 FM over there in Paris. I won't ask any more reportage questions because I can see TC over there wanting to tear his hair out. But you know,
and Juliet.
But guess what? Guess what? We've said all there is to say, and you should have been here this morning. You should have been here, Juliet, this morning, because we were turning. The room turned because remember it was TC and KC 4, Michael Carr against Michael Carr 4. I was 4. But then after what happened this morning with the 400 meters,
Listen,
I said, you know what, this is ridiculous.
Who wants another race in their leg? You already didn't make it. And then you're asking somebody to come back and try to make it, put another race in your leg before you go to advance?
And you know,
ridiculous. This is the Olympics.
You know, like when business plays sports, they were the 3 fat man report for one race. There were 3 people in one. At the Olympics, ridiculous.
I mean,
ridiculous.
We're reducing the Olympic Games to foolishness.
To nothing.
Semi-final 1 of the women's 200 meters comes up now. Yeah? On track, heat 1, or semi-final 1. The rules are the first 2 in each heat will qualify automatically and the next 2 fastest. Yeah? First 2 in each heat go through automatically. The next 2 fastest will also advance to the final. Lane 2, Adeja Hodge from the British Virgin Islands. She got through in the repechage round. Lane 3, Mabundu Kone from the Ivory Coast in lane 3. Jemima Joseph from France is in lane 4. Audrey Leduc, the Canadian, outstanding at 100 meters as well. She's in lane 5. Favor of Feely from Nigeria, also very good in the 100, in lane 6. Julian Alfred, the 100 meters champion from St. Lucia, she runs out of lane 7. Mackenzie Long, the fast American, she is in lane 8. And Bianca Williams, the consistent Brit, is out in lane 9. Gentlemen, lady, who will accompany Julian Alfred through automatically from this heat, Juliet?
Long,
Mackenzie Long. What say you, TC?
I'll have to agree.
So Long. And what say you, KC? Long. So it's a long, it's not a long shot that Mackenzie will follow Julian Alfred through automatically from semi-final 1. Let's go across to our commentator.
Deafening cheers for the home girl.
qualify favor of Feely, the Nigerian who pushed her not pushed her all the way, but was very competitive in the event. She qualified with a season's best 22.05 second. Mackenzie Long, the American who was picked by the panel to accompany Alfred through automatically, she did 22.30. Bianca Williams, the Brit, was fourth in a season's best 22.58. Mabundo Kone from Ivory Coast, season's best 22.65. Audrey Leduc 22.68 for sixth. And I was looking for Adeja Hodges' time, not listed yet because it was a photo finish between herself and the Frenchwoman Jemima Joseph. But Julian Alfred, Ophelia pulled up on her shoulder, KC, and then Alfred selected another gear.
Alfred is in a class by herself, and she, winning the 100 meter, she's even more motivated. Ophelia, she wants to do well because she was left out of her prize event, the 100 meters. So she came here fresher than everybody else, but I'm kind of disappointed with Long. She was in outer lane, and she did not attack the corner well. So she should qualify as one of the
fastest losers.
But Alfred has shown that she is the class act.
Big run by Ophelia, though, at TC to worry the 100 meters champion, to cause her to engage a gear that she may not wanted to have used in this event.
As Casey said, she will be in the fresher of the field. Used that to her advantage, ran well around the curve, came to the straight and offered some resistance, but Alfred was just too much.
So Julian Alfred, the winner in 21.98. There is a public service announcement that has come to hand. So this is a public service announcement from CIBC First Caribbean. To all valued CIBC Caribbean customers, CIBC had to close their New Kingston branch and head office building for the remainder of the day, August 5, due to unforeseen circumstances. They apologize to their clients for this inconvenience. Please use online or mobile banking and their ATM network to complete your transactions, or you may visit their other branches in Kingston. Thank you for your understanding. That was a public service announcement from CIBC First Caribbean. All right, so we continue with our coverage of the semifinals of the women's 200 meters. The Olympic champion in the 100s, Julian Alfred, easing through to take semifinal 1 ahead of the Nigerian favor of Feely. Semifinal 2, Heat 2 comes up now. Well, not Heat 2, semifinal 2. In lane 2 is the woman from Greece, Polyniki Imanolidou. Yes, that's it. Polyniki Imanolidou from Greece in lane 2. She has a season's best and a personal best of 22.84 seconds. Jacqueline Madogo from Canada is beside her. She's in lane 3, 22.58, season's best, personal best. Mujinga Kabunji, she's ever present everywhere all the time in the sprints. Mujinga Kabunji from Switzerland, a season's best of 22.42 and a personal best of 22.05 seconds. Helene Parisot from France is in lane 5. 22.63 is both her personal and season's best. Nisha Berger, the Jamaican, is in lane 6. Season's best and lifetime best equal at 22.39 seconds. Dina Asher Smith, saw her Juliet sitting in the call room looking sorry for herself. She has a personal best of 21.88 seconds and a season's best of 22.07, but still hurting from her failure to connect a blow in the 100 meters where she did not make it out of her semifinal. Lane 8 has Gabrielle Thomas, the American, 21.60 her personal best, her season's best 21.78, and on the far outside is Tassa Jaya from the Netherlands. 22.62 is both her personal best and her season's best. Dina Asher Smith running, Gabby Thomas obviously the big favorite here. Can Dina Asher Smith, who I would say is a better 200 meters runner than she is a 100, with the emotional damage caused by her disappointment in the 100, where she says, I'm fit, I'm healthy, I just don't know what happened. Is there room for redemption where the Brit is concerned, do you think, Juliet?
Well, I think she better get over that, and I'm sure she has gotten over that. The race is over, done. I think the two people that will get out of this semifinal will be Gabby Thomas, who has fresh legs. Dina Asher Smith, of course, we know that she she should be right there with Gabby to make it to the finals in this one, and she can redeem herself. We have not seen her at her best this year, that with running 21 seconds. We have not seen a lot of athletes running at their best, because I don't think we have a lot. We saw a lot of races on the circuit leading up to the Olympic Games, but I think the two people that will make it out of this for sure would be Gabby and Dina Asher-Smith.
What about Nisha Berger, Casey? Does she have the quality? Does she have any hope, genuine hope of getting out of this semifinal?
I don't think she will trouble people like Asher Smith, Gabriel Thomas, and Kambonji. I think she will battle in for fourth. And Asher Smith will lead. We saw the last time when she met Gabriel Thomas at the London Diamond League. She led for 150 meters. She's a fast starter. And she, as Juliet said, not doing well in the 100 meter, she wants some redemption, and she will go all the way out. So they will have to catch her if they can. But I think Gabriel will catch her.
TC, I'm troubled when an athlete appears to be in an emotional hole, because Dina Asher-Smith says she cried. She's a crier. She and she's unashamedly a crier. But she said, boy, she said everything was going so well. She felt good, and she tried, and the speed just would not come in the 100. And I'm wondering if ideally she would have needed some time away before hitting back her best. It's the same Olympics. Disappointment fresh in her mouth. Does she have the professionalism and the class, you think, to bounce back and ease through the semifinal?
We're all going to learn that. But you wonder, though, when you come to these games and you start worrying about what your body's telling you and stuff like that, it tells me that you're not 100% focused on the job ahead, and you're trying to find other things that might have caused you to perform the way you did. Speaking about the young lady, Berger,
yes,
she's going to have a big job on her hand if she's to advance, having run very hard in the heats, because she had to run back down the straight because she was behind. So she's not going to be operating on fresh legs, and she must be wondering, how much more would I have to do to get to the next round?
Rick Casey, you keep sleeping on Mujinga Kambunji, and she keeps pulling out performances to get the job done. She's in lane 4. Isn't she a good outside bet to accompany Gabby Thomas automatically out of this semifinal?
I think she will battle for the third. I think Gabby and Asher Smith will be the top two. I think I'm not sleeping on her, but I know she's a big timer. But I think the class of Asher Smith and Gabriel Thomas is too good for her.
Well, we're looking at Madogo now, Jacqueline Madogo, who ran a very good race in the repechage round to get to the semifinal. Let's see if she can continue her upward mobility. Let's go across to our commentator.
Ricardo, can you guess where Gabby Thomas
through to the semifinals. As the panel predicted, Dina Asher-Smith doing enough to get through automatically, 22.31 in second. Helene Parisot, the French woman, running a personal best, 22.55, but it was not good enough for an automatic place. No doubt she returned for the repechage round to try to get through. The Jamaican, Nisha Berger, she finished fourth. Before her was Bujinga Kambunji at 22.63 and Berger 22.64. I'm talking about repechage, 22.55. Parisot may get through on time. We'll have to see how it goes. But Kambunji was fourth in 22.63, and Nisha Berger, the Jamaican, she was fifth in 22.64. William Gabriel Thomas was asked to play catch up by Dina Asher-Smith, but when she drew the gears and engaged the full stride that she has, the long stride that she has, she made it look easy in the end.
Yeah, remember she came second last year.
You're still Casey. You're not William. Yeah, your time is coming.
Okay,
William,
okay.
He's not in front of us, so we forget him sometimes. Go ahead, William.
I understand. We kind of look alike. Yeah.
Somebody said that's not true, William.
This you don't have to comment.
I think at the start of the race, Dina Asher-Smith definitely came out showing she wanted to make sure that what happened to her in the 100 did not happen in the 200, and she showed that at the beginning of the race. But Thomas showed her class, and those strides at the end were just eating up Dina Asher-Smith down the stretch. And she looked really good. She looked like the person to be going into the finals.
Yep. Comment on Nisha Berger's performance for me, Casey. She finished fifth, 22.64. Nowhere, not near her personal best time. But this was always going to be an uphill task for Nisha Berger.
Yeah, this is a good experience. This is the first time she's competing at this level. It's a good experience for her. She will learn from this.
Yes.
But when you look at the people who she compete against, the Gabriel Thomases and then Asher-Smith, these are two experienced athletes. So it's a good experience for her, and she will going forward. She will use this going forward.
Would you advise Nisha Berger, if you were her coach, TC, to turn up for that repechage event?
Yes, it can't hurt her. I mean, she has nothing else to do, really. She need the run, obviously a little rusty. She need the experience. For her, it's a good thing.
Hold on, Judge. Correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't it no repechage? No, it's just the finals.
Beg your pardon. The semifinals. It says first two in each heat and next two fastest. So yes.
There's no repechage.
So we're stuck there. We're stuck there.
On the bubble,
So she's not on the bubble for sure at 22.64. She's way down there.
It's not prelim.
Right. So yes, it's not the prelims.
It's semifinals.
Right. So here's the thing. Here's the thing, gentlemen. And lady. We're talking about Gabby Thomas at 21.86, who is a fresh runner, Juliet Cuthbert, going up against Julian Alfred, who had 3 fast rounds of the 100 meters under her belt because she didn't run any of the races slowly. She's run 200 meters already, so that's 3 and 2, 5. It will be her 6th race tomorrow when she lines up in this final against Thomas, who this was her 2nd run today. So it will be 3 for her by the time she lines up in the final. Will freshness count? How does freshness serve as an advantage to an athlete of the talent of Gabby Thomas?
It will definitely count. Looking at how she ran the 21.9.
Can you hold that line for me, please?
Sure.
And remember that thought, because Wayne Walker has Nisha Berger with him.
Very much, George. Nisha, could you come a little closer? I want to hear from you. Yeah, you didn't get one of the automatic spots today. Tell me about your run.
Well, I don't think I executed the way I wanted to execute, but I'm grateful. I'm healthy. I'll just move on from here.
Move on meaning what? You're still eligible for the repechage tomorrow? You're coming back?
Yes, I will. If I'm eligible, I will come back.
You will come back if you're eligible. What was your time today? I missed it on the board.
22.64.
22.64. What settlement on the games has it been for you?
It has been a great experience. I'm happy. I'm proud of myself. I had a long season, so I'm grateful. I'm happy.
And this is your first Olympic game, so
yes, there's more to come. I'm super happy.
You have more to come. What confidence?
I'm only 21. Why would I stop? I have more to come.
Okay. You answer that question yourself, girl. All the best to you. Take care.
Thank you.
All right, that's Nisha Berger.
And just to remember, Wayne, just like me, just to remind you that I fell into the trap. There's no repechage from here. It's a semi-final, so it's just that two
Yes, I
automatic
did.
qualifiers
Thank
and
you.
two
Thank you so
fastest
much.
times after that. All right, no
Thank you.
problem.
Thank
Right,
you.
and my team saved me, so I have to save you. All right, there you go. So you were saying to me, Juliet, when I was asking about how freshness can play a factor, if at all, in this final tomorrow, given Gabriel Thomas's light workload against the Herculean effort put in by Julian Alfred to win gold in the 100 so far.
Freshness is always going to be a factor, and I think the Olympics, they've changed things over the years where you used to have morning run, morning run, or evening run, and then back to back you have 2 hours rest to come back and run the finals. The 200 was the same. You had 4 rounds of the 100, 4 rounds of the 200, and you had to run the 200 2 hours after the semifinal. They've changed that where you have a day rest. But Julian Alfred, she hasn't had any rest. She's been running back-to-back fast 100 meters and then had to come back and run the 200 meters. Gabby has fresh legs. You saw the difference. 21:87 a while ago, looking really easy, I thought, where Julian ran 21:9, was pressed in that 21:9 to really, she wanted to win. You do not, you want to actually not come second as the Olympic champion. And so I think when I look at even Noah Lyles, he had his hand on the top of his head going up the stairs after that 200 meter round. He is tired right now, and I know the same thing applies for Julian. I think Gabby will, the fact that they have a whole day
They have
to
24
come back,
hours, yeah.
I think we will definitely see some fast times tomorrow. Everybody, I'm sure, is going to do ice bath and get some really good shakeout before the finals tomorrow.
All right, semi-final 3 is on track. In lane 2, Fotopoulou from Cyprus. In lane 3, Tori Lewis from Australia. Lane 4, Julia Henriksen from Sweden. Lane 5, Gina Mariam Basbitai from Gambia. Lane 6, Daryl Nita from Great Britain. Lane 7, Brittany Brown from the United States. Lane 8, Jessica Gubai from Cote d'Ivoire. And out in lane 9 is our girl, Lantava Thomas. Lantava Thomas out in lane 9, the pride of Bull Bay in St. Andrew. She gave one of the interviews of the Olympics so far when speaking to Wayne Walker inside Paris Connections, sponsored by Sagicor. Let's see how Lantava gets on from lane 9. They're almost ready, so let's go across. Late to take the victory from Daryl Nita. Brittany Brown running 22.12 seconds. Nita second, 22.24. Jessica Gubai from Cote d'Ivoire, Ivory Coast, third in 22.36. That's a personal best. And then Gina Mariam Basbitai from Gambia in a season's best, 22.66. Jamaica's Lantava Thomas was fifth in 22.77, running as she did from lane 9. TC, Brittany Brown looks to have some wheels.
Brittany Brown looking well, trying to get herself into this final, trying to make a statement. Had to run some, but was strong enough coming down the straightaway. did the business.
Are my eyes deceiving me, Juliet, or was that her upper limit? She really looked as if she put everything into that semifinal run.
I think she ran an entire 170 meters all out. And I think it was maybe at the end where we saw her relax just a bit, because you can, look at the there's a big screen there that they can actually look at.
Yes.
But I think she gave her all in this 200 meter semifinals.
Casey, the Daryl Nita, you were talking very positively about her. You've been talking very positively about her all Olympic Games long. Second in this event, but do you think she can turn the tables on Brittany Brown at least by the time they line up, by the time the final is complete?
I don't think so. Brittany Brown, remember she got beaten by Lantava Thomas. She gave her a run at the USA trials. She's my favorite for the bronze medal. I don't think I think Gabriel and the 100 meter champion will fight out for the gold and silver there. But I think Brittany, she's the best of the rest.
William, Gabby Thomas, and Julian Alfred, the outstanding two. Did you see your next medalist, or do you see your next medalist, or you have to wait to study the finalists before you come to that conclusion?
I have maybe 2 or 3 names in mind.
2 or 3 names for one medal? Well, you're worse than Casey and TC. Well, Casey was the one yesterday who carried us all over the place.
The British pair look like they could pose a challenge.
Nita and Williams.
Yes, and I think Ophelia, after having the heartbreak of the administrative error, according to her, that made she miss the 100 meters, I think she'd be running just with passion, just to ensure that she gets on the podium. So it's going to be a tight race between those 3, in my opinion.
All right, so I can tell you the finalists for the women's 200 meters. I have all 8 of them in front of me. Gabby Thomas from the United States, Julian Alfred from St. Lucia, Favor Ophelia from Nigeria, Brittany Brown from the United States, Daryl Nita from Great Britain, Mackenzie Long from the USA, Dina Asher-Smith from Great Britain, and Jessica Gobai from Cote d'Ivoire. In fact, Gobai and Mackenzie Long are the 2 who qualified on time. Mackenzie Long's 22.30 good enough for a place in, as was Jessica Gobai's 22.36. Both women finishing outside of the automatic spots, but their times good enough to take them through. Overall, Nisha Berger was the 12th fastest woman in the semifinals, the Jamaican, with 22.64, and her time was better than Lantava Thomas's 22.77. So the 2 Jamaicans not making it to the final, and they though would have reaped a great experience from their outing here at the Paris Olympics. So the top 8, I've just read that for you. And Casey, based on your form forecasting before the 200 meters, of course you'd have had Shericka Jackson here because you'd have expected her to be fit to start, but this 8, does this represent a group of women who you would have picked to have taken their place in this Olympic final?
Yeah, majority of them, yeah. With no Shericka Jackson, I think those 8 are the best 8 going forward.
All right. Time for a break here on Nationwide 90 FM Paris this afternoon as we cover the Olympic Games in Paris.
Jamaica, it's here again. Fosridge Super Summer Sale, July 1 to August 31. Come get your wires, breakers, solar flood lamps, LED bulbs, ceiling fans, and so much more. Call 876-937-5099 or visit us in Kingston, Mandeville, Draxall, and Montego Bay. Up to 60% off the summer. Get your solar panels starting from $17,600. Come shop, come save at Fosridge Super Summer Sale, July 1 to August 31. See you there at Fosridge, open Sundays.
KFC this summer, we a bucket together. Well, I vibe with your crew, yeah, we a stay true, the taste is so good. KFC, bucket on the ends with the real one. My island, we a world champion. With my KFC, I'm gonna be me. Jam rock, celebrate with we. KFC, we a bucket together.
When we bucket together, we are as we really are. Enjoy a family 12, party 15, or party 21 bucket. KFC, proud sponsor of Jamaica 60.
Multi-link, access every time, everywhere I go. Multi-link, 24/7 access for me. It's just a win-win when we use multi-link. This card is Jamaican built, yeah. Fast and secure, you can use anywhere. Spend while supporting the economy.
Look for the multi-link logo on your card and benefit from Jamaica's largest debit payment network.
Multi-link, 24/7 access for me.
What would I do without my multi-link?
Paris Connection with Wayne Walker is brought to you by the Sagicor Group. Out of many, one pulse.
Time now to make another connection in Paris. Paris Connection sponsored by Sagicor with Wayne Walker. Take it away, Wayne. Go ahead, Wayne.
Thank you very much, George. I have Lantava Thomas here with me. Lani, your campaign in the 200 meters here at the Olympic Games has ended. How are you feeling?
Bittersweet. It was a good experience, first pro season, so I can't really ask for much. Yeah, the hands that I was dealt weren't the most favorable ones, but I'm still come out here and do the best I can do. With this little virus, things recovery was a little harder, but I still think I did decent for my first season.
And for your first Olympics?
Yeah, for my first Olympics, for pro season, for all of it.
Yes, a lot of people come to their first Olympic Games and they're out in the first one. You made it to the semifinals, so that's something to build on.
Yeah, exactly. That's something to build on, something to be grateful for, something to thank God for. There's always something.
Yeah.
So
when we spoke on Saturday, you were telling me about the little bug that you had troubling you. How are you feeling now?
A lot worse. I don't know if you can hear it. A lot worse. But
Let me repeat that. Did you just say you're feeling a lot worse than when we spoke?
100%. I think this might be the peak of the worst before it get better. Just sucks that it was on such an important day, but a lot worse. But blessings either way. I'm gonna finish my race. I'm gonna finish as best as I could. That's all that matters.
Were you able to train between the time we spoke and the semifinal?
No, all I did was sleep, try to fight it. Take some Panadol, and yeah, that's it.
Just Panadol alone?
Well, at least we can't really take much.
Honey and lime, you don't know about lime and honey?
Where am I gonna get it from?
Where you say?
Where am I gonna get it from?
All right, that's a good question. Me just that thing. It's a good question, me know, yeah.
But also a virus, and it's not really like an antibacterial nothing, so you have to just do it course and mash up the most of them. We're supposed to mash up till they pass away.
What are you gonna do now?
Recover, sleep, figure out what Jamaica do for these relays and everything. So my God, just go and go relax and settle down for later.
And you have not been contacted about the relay?
We don't know yet.
So you have not been contacted?
Oh, no.
Good. All right, so now that you go out of the 200, who do you think is going to win it?
I mean, Julian's my training partner, her and Dina, so I'm hoping they take medals. Gabby looking really strong, so really anybody game at this point.
You're not picking a winner? All right, Lani, go medicate. It's bad to be telling you that every time we talk. But that's a situation, eh?
Yeah, that's a situation. A sad one, but either way.
Take care.
Thank you.
All the best. All right, guys, that's Lantava Thomas.
Thank you, Wayne Walker. Lantava Thomas continues to give brilliant interviews. Well, this is a public service announcement from CIBC First Caribbean. To all valued CIBC First Caribbean customers, CIBC had to close their new Kingston branch and head office building for the remainder of the day, today, August 5, due to unforeseen circumstances. They apologize to their clients for this inconvenience. Please use online or mobile banking and their ATM network to complete your transactions, or you may visit their other branches in Kingston. Thank you for your understanding. That was a public service announcement. Well, on track now. We're getting ready for the women's 5,000 meters, and we are going to send it to the studio couch, or we're going to send it to the race. We're going to send it to the race. All right. So my producer says we need to go to the race. Women's 5,000 meters. Casey Graham says he suspects that we may be toasting a world record at the end of this contest. It's going to be a fascinating tactical battle. These are the races I love to watch most at the Olympics. is on the studio couch and he's ready for a link. Kareem, take it away.
Afternoon once again, George. Good afternoon to our listeners. We have on the phone line Miss Grace Allen, mother of our 100-meter silver medalist Kishane Thompson. Good afternoon, Miss Allen. How are you doing?
Good afternoon. I'm fine, thank you.
Firstly, I must just say congratulations to you and your entire family, and I'm sure that you're excited.
I
am. Can you just tell us, right, when you watched that race yesterday, to know that your son gave Jamaica our first Olympic medal since 2016, our first outdoor 100-meter medal since 2017, what was that feeling like for you?
I was so elated. I was very happy. It was an awesome feeling. Yes, it was.
Yeah.
I was so proud to see that, he went to the final, and this is what he take home.
No, I also saw some videos on social media where the entire community were just, celebrating. Can you also walk us through that feeling, right? Mitchelltown and Clarendon, what's the atmosphere like?
The atmosphere was very good. Everybody was excited.
Yes.
The whole community was it was in support of Kishane.
Nice. And I know that his twin brother and his other family members, they were also just shouting and beaming with joy. Have you guys spoken to him since the 100-meter finals yesterday?
Yes, I have.
And how is he feeling?
He's in a good spirit.
Yeah.
Hmm?
No. Yes, go ahead.
It's okay, yeah.
He's okay?
Yeah.
Did you at any point throughout the season, right, because we know that he's been plagued with injuries, and, we were all just rallying around him here in Jamaica as to his possibilities of what he could possibly do for us, right? But did you at any point during the season say to yourself, oh my God, my son is going to be an Olympian for real, like this is really happening? Have that sunk in as yet?
Yes, I've always believed in Kishane.
Mm-hmm.
He's a hard worker, he's dedicated, he's focused, and whatever is my own, he's going to get it.
Yes. Well, I must just say congratulations once again, and just send him some love from the entire Jamaica and from the family here at Nationwide 90 FM.
Okay.
Alrighty, thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, that was Miss Allen, the mother of our silver medalist, Mr. Kishane Thompson. Listen, man, the people they most happy with. Me not tell you no lie.
Most definitely.
They're most happy. Now, also on the phone lines, we do have Miss Janet Silvera, who's also there in Paris, who is also a journalist there, and she was in the stadium for the final yesterday. Good afternoon. Well, good evening to you, Miss Silvera. How are you?
Good evening here in France.
Yes.
Now remember, I'm a journalist by profession, but I'm here as a fan of the Jamaican athletics team.
Yes.
Team Jamaica.
Team
That's
Jamaica.
why I'm here in France right now.
Team Jamaica all
Yes.
the way. Now, you were in the stadium. Can you just walk us through? Because we were just watching and we were nervous. We had chills. We saw the light show. We saw all of that. Can you just walk us through what was that atmosphere like? And also the Jamaican supporters. How were you guys feeling inside of the stadium before the
We
gun
were
went off?
extremely nervous
Yes. We can imagine.
because we believe that the show itself lasted too long. So we were excited first of all.
Yes.
Because we felt that both Kishane and Oblique had a very good chance of placing first and second.
Yes.
So we were excited. But then we became very nervous because we realized that our athletes must be wondering because they were taking so long to have them go off. You know what I mean? So when we saw when the race started and we realized that something was wrong with Oblique because Oblique is a very good runner, excellent runner rather. So when we saw him at the back, we realized that something was wrong. But we thought that Kishane was going to win. And we were confused knowing that we saw Kishane going forward and we thought he had won. So we were confused when we saw that they gave the win to Noah Lyles.
Right.
And it affected us so badly that even after Many of us were outside the stadium, standing up, not leaving the stadium because we were still in a state of shock.
Yes.
We remain in a state of shock even today.
So, okay, because here at home, we were all watching on the TV, just like you're saying, a lot of persons were kind of taken aback. We thought that, the gold medal was, going to be given to Kishane Thompson. But can you just, if you guys were kind of paying attention to him when Noah's name was called, what was his emotions like after realizing that he got that silver medal?
Well, you could see the disappointment on Kishane's face.
Mm-hmm.
It was obvious that, and we thought we would have seen him after,
Mm-hmm.
but he left. He went maybe underneath where they came from, where where they hold that holding area.
Mm-hmm.
So we didn't get to see him afterwards. While Noah walked around the stadium.
Right.
And, took his photographs,
Yes.
celebrated his run. But we, the Jamaicans in the audience,
Yes.
and everywhere we went, people were stopping us and saying that you have been robbed, you have been this, you have been that.
Wow.
It's almost as if the entire world outside of the United States wanted Jamaica to win.
Right.
And that's what it has been like, though, in France.
Yes.
We go everywhere we go. We go on the trains, people are taking us with us. For a small island of 3 million people,
Mm-hmm.
compared to an island of 330 million people,
Mm-hmm.
it's unbelievable the impact that
Yes.
Jamaica has had in the sporting arena.
Mm-hmm. Can we just kind of talk about that just quickly for a second? Because, based on what we're seeing on the TV, obviously, in which part Jamaicans, they will have a flag, we have our clothes, we have our things them. But can you just, quickly just, tell us what is the experience like from the Jamaican, standpoint for the support of these athletes?
It has been awesome.
Mm.
People love Jamaica. People once you say you're Jamaican,
Yes.
the possibility exists that if you're going to the train station
Yes.
and you're Jamaican and you don't have a ticket, the people in the train station are going to let you go through.
I love that.
Everywhere we go, once they find out we are Jamaicans,
Mhm.
once we're wearing our country's country color,
Yes.
we're going to be taken care of.
Right. Well,
That's how it feels.
Well, thank you so
being
much.
here in France.
But thank you so much, Miss Silveria. Continue to wear the color and wear the things them and support our athletes. And we might have to check in back with you again before the end of the championship, all right?
Not a problem. Not a problem. We're here. We'll be here until the 12th of August.
All right,
We're
nice.
going nowhere.
All right, love to hear it. That was Janet Silveira, journalist and also a fan of the sport, giving us a rundown there in Paris, France. Now, over to you, George, and our panelists.
Thank you, Kareem. Thank you for that interview with those two ladies. And the first of them, the mother of Kishane Thompson, exceedingly proud about the achievements of her son. And just to settle this thing, because we've been doing that off-air, listeners, even as the 5,000 meters continues in front of us, we're going to throw to it shortly as it bubbles to the ball, gets closer to the climax, and Hassan pulls herself closer to the leaders. The fact is that in my relatively short lifetime, I've seen photo finishes closer than the one between Kishane and Noah Lyles, and based on what I've seen, there is no doubt in my mind that the photo finish judges got it right. Lyles won, his torso hit the line before Kishane Thompson's did. The finish between Gail Devers and Merlene Ottey at a World Championships it was.
Yes.
Yes, that was closer. That's the closest I've ever seen. And even before Merlene Gail Devers, which I still think Merlene won that, but the photo finish judge did what they did, did what he did. The finish that Juliet just reminded me, she just showed me a picture of a famous one that we learned about when we were in primary school. The finish between Herb McKinley and Lindy Remigino at the
10:40.
climax, 10:40 in a 100 meters contest. That I don't know it. I don't know if they had the advanced technology. I don't know how they separated them, but that was close. The Merlene Gail Devers was as close as you'll ever get. So Kishane Noah Lyles for me, not as close as some people make it out to be, and definitely no conspiracy there. Nobody was robbed. The men got the medals that their position dictated. All right. So I hope I've put some perspective on that and given some food for thought. And even Juliet is showing me one. That's you and Gail. Which year was that again?
1992, but it was a 1082
Yeah.
to 1083.
You got 1083.
I got the 1083.
Yeah.
But we had to wait 30, at least a good 30 seconds. Yeah, we had to wait.
Yeah.
A little while to find out.
To find the result. All right. Let's not 30 seconds, 30 minutes.
30 minutes.
Yeah. Right. All right. Let's go across to the action now. They've switched to the pole vault. The Filipino is going well. Ernest John Obiena. And he is battling for, his attempts are done. So he's not in medal position, is he? At the meantime, the field just starting to string out in the 5,000 meters. The wheat being separated from the chaff. No disrespect to the women there, but it's just what it is. And we're getting close to the climax of the event. Let's go across to our commentators. 5,000 meters final for the women. Ethiopian the Kenyan has won, but not the one that we expected. Not the one that we expected. Faith Kipyegon beaten into silver by her teammate Chibet, and both of them lie exhausted on the track right now. And even though the commentator Ricardo Chambers was very excited about those two, I was more excited about the woman who was sneaking into the bronze medal position, Hassam, who's on this crazy schedule of 5,000, 10,000 and marathon. The marathon, the last race of these Olympics, so she'll have a lot of time to sleep between events, but she did very well to take the bronze medal for the Netherlands. Strategy at its best. The Ethiopian in front was looking for cover, but her two teammates, the Kenyans, split them, so they ensured that the team tactics couldn't apply. And as Sigai led, she felt the burn, and none of her teammates to offer any protection from the kick of any of the Kenyans. And in the end, she was easily passed by the top two. The gold and silver medalist zoomed by her easily, and then Sigai faded badly after that as Hassan moved into that bronze medal position. Juliet Cuthbert-Flynn, have you ever thought about, I should never have been a sprinter. I should have been a long distance runner instead.
I wouldn't even let you finish that sentence. Did you see how they sprint the last 400 meters?
Crazy.
Crazy running. But, we have to take our hats off to Hassan, who's going not just this race, but other long distance races and the marathon. A bronze medal for her.
Yep.
And so you have to say kudos to her. A very strategic race for her. We saw most of the races she was in the back.
Yes.
And then she moved up to about 8th or 10th place, and then really just gauged everything onto that last 400. You saw where she started moving up. But you have to, I have to also, Faith, we know she had a baby a few years ago, and getting a little bit older when it comes to the longer distances. So a silver medal, not a bad thing for her with the younger ones getting that gold medal.
TC strategy at its best for the two Kenyans, Kipyegon and Beatrice Chebet, and in the end Chebet getting the victory in 14 minutes 28.56 seconds. Kipyegon, a season's best, 14:29.60 seconds. Sifan Hassan also a season's best, 14 minutes 30.61 seconds. In fourth was Nadia Batocletti from Italy in a national record, 14:31.64, and fifth was Margaret Chelimo Kipkemboi from Kenya in 14 minutes 32.23, also a season's best time. TC
30-year-old Faith just had the faith, but just didn't have the legs to hold off a very fast finishing teammate. Right, got beaten running her season best, and it's been a long time since she's been beaten. And to be beaten like this, it would really come as a shock to her, not just her, but to many of us. The Ethiopians tried their best, but they just wasn't able as a team to prevent her from moving, and when she did, she had company, but she just couldn't dislodge the company that she found.
All right, so the 5,000 meters is history. Gold going to Kenya, Beatrice Chebet, and silver going to Kenya as well, Faith Kipyegon. The Netherlands, Sifan Hassan finishing third and taking the bronze medal. We take a break here on Paris this afternoon. PTA on Nationwide 90 FM. More after these as we build up to the 800 meters final for women.
Get ready for KB's Grand Back to School Fair and Concert on Saturday, August 10, 2024 at 31 East behind Portmore Town Centre. Enjoy special discounts on books and back to school supplies.
The time by Kingston Bookshop, celebrating our stories, inspiring yours, is
2:34 p.m.
Together we're our people standing strong. 3 million Jamaicans, let's work as one. Such a course and work with a plan. Proud and tall, let's make the whole world understand. Every Jamaican of the heart of a champion. Such a core, big up with champions. Watch my style, watch my skill, watch my flow. Standing out anywhere where we go. Many goals, many dreams, many strides. On the black, green and gold, and we pride. Proud and tall, let's make the whole world understand. We are strong when we are one, Sagicor, celebrating Jamaican success.
KFC this summer, we a bucket together. Well, I vibe with your crew, yeah, we a stay true, the taste is so good. KFC, bucket on the ends, be the real one. My island, we a world champion. With my KFC, I'm gonna be me, jam rock, celebrate with we. KFC, we a bucket together.
When we bucket together, we are as we really are. Enjoy a family 12, party 15, or party 21 bucket. KFC, proud sponsor of Jamaica 60.
Getting a loan is quick and easy with ISP Finance Services. It's simple and prompt. Our payment plan is flexible. Call ISP Finance Services for your loan. We make getting a loan easier.
Attention, Jamaica! It's time to spice up your snack game with Excelsior Spice Bun. Imagine a soft, fresh, and flavorful bun that costs only $100. Sounds unreal, right? But it's real, and it's here. Perfect for busy go-getters and anyone who loves a great deal. Don't miss out on the best priced bun in town. Excelsior Spice Bun, your new favorite. Get yours today. Jamaica, it's here again. Fossilridge, a super summer sale. July 1 to August 31. Come get your wires, breakers, solar flood lamps, LED bulbs, ceiling fans, and so much more. Call 876-937-5099 or visit us in Kingston, Mandeville, Draxall, and Montego Bay. Up to 60% off the summer. Get your solar panels starting from $17,600. Come shop, come save at Fossilridge Super Summer Sale. July 1 to August 31. See you there at Fossilridge. Open Sundays.
KFC this summer, we a bucket together. Well, I vibe with your crew, yeah, we a stay true, the taste is so good. KFC, bucket on the ends with the real one. My island, we a world champion with my KFC. I'm gonna be me, jam rock, celebrate with we. KFC, we a bucket together.
When we bucket together, we are as we really are. Enjoy a family 12, party 15, or party 21 bucket. KFC, proud sponsor of Jamaica 60.
We all have a champion spirit, a uniquely Jamaican spirit. We think the unthinkable and reach for the unreachable. The steady pulse of greatness beats in us all. As powerful as we are, there comes a time when everybody needs a strength. Something to take you over that last hurdle and across the finish line. Your moment is now. Unstoppable with NCB.
Hurt less with Pharma Joint Flex. Taking Pharma Joint Flex daily helps to repair, replenish, and revitalize worn, damaged cartilage that causes joint pain. Do you suffer from arthritis and chronic joint pain? Then Pharma Joint Flex is the remedy for you. Our all-natural formula contains glucosamine and chondroitin, ingredients for joint repair, so you can get relief. Ask your pharmacist or doctor for Pharma Joint Flex, distributed by Massey.
Jamaica, it's here again. Fossilridge, a super summer sale. July 1 to August 31. Come get your wires, breakers, solar flood lamps, LED bulbs, ceiling fans, and so much more. Call 876-937-5099 or visit us in Kingston, Mandeville, Draxall, and Montego Bay. Up to 60% off the summer. Get your solar panels starting from $17,600. Come shop, come save at Fossilridge Super Summer Sale. July 1 to August 31. See you there at Fossilridge. Open Sundays.
KFC this summer, we a bucket together. Well, I vibe with your crew, yeah, we a stay true, the taste is so good. KFC, bucket on the ends with the real one. My island, we a world champion with my KFC. I'm gonna be me, jam rock, celebrate with we. KFC, we a bucket together.
When we bucket together, we are as we really are. Enjoy a family 12, party 15, or party 21 bucket. KFC, proud sponsor of Jamaica 60.
Nationwide 90 FM now presents live coverage of the games of the 33rd Olympiad from Paris, the city of love. Our coverage is brought to you by
our diamond sponsors:
KFC, Pizza Hut, Fossilridge.
Or gold sponsors:
Sagicor Group, J. Ray and Nephew.
Or silver sponsors:
Supreme Ventures Limited, Digicel, Gatorade.
Or bronze sponsors:
National Road Operating and Constructing Company Limited, Spirits Expressions Sports Lounge, Imperial Optical Jamaica, Rainforest Caribbean, National Commercial Bank, Sunshine Snacks, First Rock Group, Grace Foods,
and or other sponsors:
Multilink, Kiss Baking Company, Hose Assembly and Supplies, Students Loan Bureau, Massey Distribution Limited, Starbucks, Tourism Enhancement Fund, Evergrow, Real Estate Board, Horton's Pharmacy, Petrojam Limited, Wellington Dental, Fontana Pharmacy, Juicy Patties, Maxi Department Store, Road Safety Unit, JTA Cooperative Credit Union, ISP Finance Services, Postage Logistics Group, Royalton Resorts, High-Low Food Stores, Charles O'Connor Consulting Network.
This is a public service announcement from CIBC First Caribbean. To all valued CIBC Caribbean customers, CIBC had to close their New Kingston branch and head office building for the remainder of the day, August 5 today, due to unforeseen circumstances. They apologize to their clients for this inconvenience. Please use online or mobile banking and their ATM network to complete your transactions, or you may visit the other branches in Kingston. Thank you for your understanding. That was a public service announcement from CIBC Caribbean Limited. All right, so we return with news that there's been a major development where the women's 5,000 meters final is concerned. We told you, and you heard for yourself, that Faith Kipyegon, the outstanding Kenyan, the great Kenyan, make no doubt about that, had finished second to take the silver medal. Well, she was disqualified, or she has been disqualified. There was an incident where she grabbed one of her rivals as they jostled for racing room on the inside lane. And because of Faith Kipyegon's actions, she has been the one disqualified from the event, because in the eyes of the officials, she was the one being the aggressor and she was the one doing the grabbing. So she has been disqualified from the event. It means that Sifan Hassan, the woman attempting the 5,000, 10,000 marathon triplet of races, she has moved up into the silver medal position. And Nadia Batocletti, an Italian who finished fourth past the post, she has been promoted to third and will take the bronze medal with a national record 14 minutes 31.64. So major change to the 5,000 meters. The way they passed the finish line has been altered because Faith Kipyegon has been disqualified from the race. Gold medal remains with Beatrice Chebet of Kenya, 14:28.56. Safan Hassan, the Netherlands, promoted to second, and the silver medal 14:30.61 season best time. And Nadia Batocletti from Italy, now the bronze medalist with 14:31.64. They are ready for the 800 meters final. The athletes are Juliet Whitaker from the United States, Borknesh Mesele from Ethiopia, Shafiqua Maloney, the pride of St. Vincent and the Grenadines right now, Keely Hodgkinson, the prohibitive favorite running for Great Britain, Prudence Sekodiso from the Republic of South Africa in lane 6, Mary Mora from Kenya, Renel Lamotte from France, and Tsige Duguma from Ethiopia. The fastest athlete in this field this year by a mile has been Keely Hodgkinson, 154.61. That is also her personal best. Mira Mora rather, is the second fastest, coming in at 156.71. That's how fast she's gone this season. And then the others are very close after that. In fact, the only 158 person on the season is Workanesh Mesele, because everybody else has gone 157 and change so far this season. KC Graham, I ask you first, who will win the medals behind Keely Hodgkinson's gold medal run today?
I think Mary Mora will come second, and the home girl, Lamotte, will, with that spurred on by the home crowd, that will help her to get the bronze medal.
All right. TC, what say you?
I agree with the first two. I like the Ethiopian.
Mora. Well, Kenya. Well, Ethiopian Duguma.
You're right.
On the outside.
Right.
Mm-hmm. So you say the first two and Duguma for your medalists.
Right.
Juliet, what say you?
The first two will be Hodgkinson. Nobody's going to beat her.
Yes.
Mora will get second. We, of course, want Maloney to be up there, but I don't think she's going to get the medal. And third will be Duguma.
All right. William, are you still there with us? William Mitchell, who are your medalists in this women's 800 meters final?
Yes, I'm still present. I think, I don't have any objections to first and second. I'm still on the fence about third.
Come off of the fence.
Come off of the fence.
Jump over, man. Jump on. Jump off the fence.
If I'm going to jump over, then I'm with the panel if I'm jumping over with the Guma in third, but
two of the panelists. That I am not with that. I am with the French.
He's going for the hometown girl Lamotte, KC Graham. TC and Juliet are working with Duguma.
Maybe the South African, maybe, but Duguma, we'll settle on that. Off
All
the
right.
fence.
All right. Off the fence with Daguma. All right. Keely Hodgkinson gold, Mora silver, and then we have some, the smart money for the bronze medal has to be on Daguma out in lane 9. But I tell you what, when that roar sustained from the French crowd reaches Lamote's ears, it will do something for her. I can tell you a quick joke. I was running a 4x4 at Champs, and the coach said, here's what you do. Whatever position you get the baton in, don't go hard until the final 200. Start moving at 200 and just run as fast as you can off the curve and fight your way up the finish. So you know where your people sit, St. Jago, at the tunnel entrance. And so my Jonathan Grant people were right there as well on the backstretch. Jesus peas. Me get the baton now in about 5th and realize the situation in front of me, they were going far away. So all of the instructions gone out the window. So when them roar, when them see me I come on my school rail, and then of course the Jago people see the Jonathan Grant man, the Spanish Town man, real to it got to my head and I sprinted. You see, by the time we reach 150, I feel like I have 2 bags of cement for my back. Anyway,
beer, father, beer, beer,
every beer. Let's go across to our commentator. Hodgkinson from Great Britain doing it and doing it decisively. 156.72 to win, beating Tsege Duguma, the Ethiopian, who ran a personal best 157.15. Mary Mora, the Kenyan, retreated into third for the bronze 157.42. And what about Shafiqua Maloney running her heart out 157.66? She finishes just outside the medals in fourth place. But I tell you what, they're still partying in St. They will be partying in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, because that is a performance worthy of the most senior ambassador for the country, Shafiqua Maloney, making St. Vincent and the Grenadines feel proud. Juliet Cuthbert Flynn.
Definitely. You have to take your hats off to Maloney. She ran perfect races in all of the 800 meters. From start to finish, you have to take your hats off to her. Hodgkinson was not going to be beaten today. She looked superb from the beginning of these championship. And Duguma, you have to listen. She ran and she made them run, and she did it. You saw her come on the outside in the second round, and she came back again in this to beat out Mora. I am actually shocked that Mora was beaten into the third spot, but it was always going to be a good run between Mora and Duguma, and today Duguma got that silver medal over Mora.
William Keely Hodgkinson had the favourite stag weighing heavily on her. The British public were expecting. They don't get many medals in track and field Britain at major championships, but here was this young woman who's been in awesome form since the start of the year, and she wore the favourites label well.
Very well. She wore it very well. You could see in her face. One of the times I was a little bit worried because when the camera zoomed in, she looked a little bit red-faced. Like you could see that she was pumping. She was giving it 100. But it turns out that Mora was affected more by that, because Mora, in trying to keep pace with Hodgkinson, eventually fell off right at the end there.
Yeah.
And Duguma, she did very well. Safiq, I was very enthralled by her pumping through right there, right to the end. Excellent race by Keely. Excellent race.
TC Hodgkinson's 156.72, not a personal best, but it didn't require that. The way she ran the race caused Mary Mora to her race strategy couldn't have gone to plan, and in trying to match Hodgkinson, she gave up the silver.
Hodgkinson put her to the sword. But I want to talk about Maloney a little bit.
Yes.
I think at 500 meters she got boxed in, couldn't move, and maybe if she had run a little smarter, she would have had a clearer path going home and probably would have done better.
Don't forget also though, TC, she got clipped. And that shuffle stutter step, so her stride was broken at a key point in the contest, so that also counted against her.
She got caught up inside and
in
traffic, and she couldn't move.
Yeah. So 157.66 for her. Casey, the race, the top three, no doubt who the top three were in the event. Hodgkinson getting the job done in the manner that she has been threatening all season long.
Yeah, and another good performance from a Caribbean athlete. It has been a very good Olympics so far for Caribbean athletes. Maloney, I didn't expect her to be nowhere there. But she came in the top four and was just out of the medal. That's good. She's coming against athletes seasoned athletes from Ethiopia. You look at USA, South Africa, and to come in top four, this is indeed something good for the Caribbean. I can bet they are celebrating now in St. Vincent.
Yeah, St. Vincent and the Grenadines' finest hour at the Olympics. Shafiqua Maloney will say, well, she can build from this position of fourth in the 800 meters. She has proven, as Juliet has said, that she has the brain to run the tactical race that's required to get the desired result. And in the end, she was just beaten by three athletes who've been masterful in this event over a long, long time. All right? Even though they're young, they're much raced and very experienced compared to her. And that that's part of what beat her out this afternoon. So the women's 5,000 meters final is history. We told you about the disqualification to Faith Kipyegon. The women's 800 meters final is also history. Keely Hodgkinson, Great Britain, winning the gold. Tesiga Duguma from Ethiopia gets the silver. Mary Moore from Kenya will have to settle for bronze. All right, so we're going to go to the studio couch now, where Kareem Boyatings is standing by with a man who wears many hats. I could introduce him as the pro-chancellor at UTEC, or I could introduce him as an outstanding footballer who was a top sportscaster and a man for all seasons, Ali McNab. Let's go, Kareem, take it away.
All right, George, thank you so much. Yes, I'm still here on the couch with Janoy Swift-Stewart, and on the phone lines, we have, as George said, a man who wears many hats, but also he's the special advisor to the Minister of Sports, Mr. Ali McNab. Good afternoon, sir. How are you doing?
Hi, Kareem. Thank you so much for having me.
No, man, our pleasure.
You left out the most important part.
Yes.
I also did track and field for Jamaica.
Oh, right. The most important part amongst your accolades.
That was my
many
first
accolades.
love, Kareem.
Yes.
Football came after.
Right. Now, 2024, the 33rd Olympiad in Paris. Can you just tell us about your overall feeling, or your feeling of the overall performance of the Jamaican athletes?
Well, let me begin to say that Jamaicans are hard to please, as you well know.
Yes.
And we have been spoiled by the successes that we have enjoyed for quite some time, especially under the Bolt and Shelley-Ann era. But my personal take is it's encouraging is how I look at the future of our track and field program. But we have to bear in mind there is a changing of the guard. And we are seeing that evidently now, what with old age, if I want to use that term within the context of track and field, what with the emerging talent that we are seeing, that is encouraging to me. And you know the people we're talking about, with the Tia Claytons, our sister Tina. We are seeing Kishane Thompson. We are seeing Oblique. And, of course, young Blake as well. And you could go with Alana Reid and all of these other people. So there is potential to be tapped in and to be brought to the fore. And I think we are not patient as the people. But when you look at what is happening just now, we're still doing pretty well.
Yes.
I mean, what have we gone? 3 silver medals, 1 bronze. And we have so many other exciting events, which Nikisha Price and company, what's going to happen in the men's hurdles. So I am not going to put myself on the line and say, well, we have not done well. Yes, the argument is there, we have not done well by our high standards.
Yes.
But we are still doing pretty good, aren't we?
So basically, and I do agree with you wholeheartedly, basically you're saying that as Jamaicans we must just be patient, because it's not the end of the championship as yet. As you've said, we do have a plethora of great athletes left to touch the track, right? Or field eventers in the long jump, triple jump. So you're saying as Jamaicans, just go on, hold on, and it's a possibility that some greatness will come from these championships still.
Oh well, certainly, but Kareem, let me touch on the popular topic, because everywhere I go, there is this feeling: was Kishane robbed? Was Kishane this? There's a thing called experience, and there's a thing called big occasion approach.
Yes.
And you can't take anything away from Noah Lyles.
Yes, indeed.
The big occasion, he came with his best time.
Yes.
I want to draw an analogy for you, which I haven't heard any of the commentators draw reference to. The year that Justin Gatlin was all-conquering, beating up everybody, and Usain was having injury problems. At 70 meters, in every race that Justin Gatlin was running, he blew away everybody.
Yes.
And he shut down over the last 30 meters. If you remember on one of his podcasts recently, he was concerned about Kishane being so dominant in the few races that he ran, he never ran through the line, as they were saying.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I want to take you back to that race with Usain and Justin Gatlin.
Yes.
At 70 meters, all during the season, there was nobody left or right. In that particular race, when he got to 70, when he looked to his left, he saw Usain
Bolt. Yes.
And when he tried to dig, as they call it in track and field, he lost his form.
Yes.
His stride got shorter.
Yes.
And, of course, the rest is history. Bolt won.
Yes.
This is what happened to Shane. Instead of blaming other people, and you can't blame Shane because his analysis of the race afterwards was spot on. He knew exactly what he did wrong.
Mm-hmm.
He was pushing for the line instead of relaxing and just go through the line. He would have won the race easily.
Yes.
So, but let's also give him credit. In his first full season without injury.
Mm-hmm.
This man is fantastic. The potential to come at 22, 23 years of age, it's going to be awesome.
Indeed. And I do concur wholeheartedly with every single one of your words, Mr. McNab. Spot on. And I do agree with you. But, thank you so much. But we're going to check in with you as well before the week ends, right? And, as you've said, we'll just go on, and there are more great performances left for Jamaicans.
But don't forget, I was sitting in today for the minister.
Yes.
Minister Grange, as you well know, is so caught up in the Grand Gala.
Mm-hmm.
She asked me to sit in, and it was my honor to share with you today.
Yes, well, thank you so much, Mr. McNab, and have yourself a great day, okay?
Thank you so much.
All right, well, that was Ali McNab, a special advisor to the Minister of Sports, and also, as he said, he was, sitting in for the Minister of Sports. But just a quick recap before we throw over to George Swift, your highlight of the day as it pertains to our Jamaicans. You and I will always talk about the field eventers because, obviously they don't get enough praise, unfortunately. We see 3 men in the final, right? For the first time, actually, for our Jamaica, for our country, and also the only country at the 2024 Olympics to have 3 men in the finals of the men's discus. Your feelings about that?
Definitely, I'm elated. I'm excited. And, it's the finals. You have 3 competitors there. I definitely think that anything is possible. We can get something out of it.
Yes, indeed. And also, I must just say to the 2 women, Lantava Thomas and Nisha Berger, both finished in 5th place, did not, unfortunately, qualify for the women's 200 meters. The first time, actually, for our country since 1976. What are your thoughts on that?
As the member said, this year, is like a transitional year.
It is.
So we just have to be really patient. We just have to be patient and be mindful. And, we'll get it. We'll get it together.
We'll absolutely get it. Well, George, that's it for us on the couch today. Over to you, George, and our panelists.
Thank you very much, Kareem. Thank you very much. So, we are we're at that point, Alric. Do we do the moment of the day now, Alric? That's what we're going to do. We're going to line that up for you. And unless Wayne Walker has something for us over there in Paris, they're working to make that last Paris connection sponsored by Sagicor for the day. And then we'll be on our way and resting up for tomorrow morning when we'll have a more... this is the medal ceremony for the 100 meters that's on screen now. Fred Curley stepping up to take his bronze medal. Then it'll be the turn of Kishane Thompson, the Jamaican, with the silver medal run. He'll get his silver medal. And then Noah Lyles will collect the gold medal. And then you'll hear the U.S. anthem ringing out inside the Stade de France. Lyles with 1 down. And he says if he has his way, he's gonna take it in the 200. He's gonna take the 4x1, and he says he wants a piece of the 4x4 too. My panel has been telling me that the USA operates under strict rules. You can't muscle your way into a 4x4 that has been planned, maybe even from last year. They had planned and put that down. By contrast, Lantava Thomas says she has been told about the 4x1. When I heard that, I shook my head. I said, typical Jamaicans. You understand? We don't plan nothing. We just turn up on vibes. You understand?
We're full of vibes. I was shocked to say they're still planning. Oh,
Yeah.
well, I guess we had so many injuries.
Yeah.
There have been so many injuries, mishaps in the camp. I think they're trying to figure out who would be the best to put on a team to make up a relay team.
Yeah. All right. Let's close out Paris Connection since Wayne Walker is busy doing some other things and won't rejoin us for the rest of the day.
Paris Connection with Wayne Walker was brought to you by the Sagicor Group. Out of many, one pulse.
All right. So Paris Connection is out. Do we have the moment of the day ready? Let's go with that.
The moment of the day at the Paris Olympics is sponsored by KFC. KFC, it's finger licking good.
All right. The moment of the day is the climactic point of the day's coverage. William Mitchell, what's your moment of the day?
For me, the moment of the day came this morning in the discus. But all three Jamaican athletes qualified for the discus finals for the first time, and Jamaica has the most representatives in the finals. And for me, it represents the progression, the steady progression that we continue to make off the track in the field items, in the field competitions. So for me, those three men advancing are my moment of the day.
Thank you very much for that. TC, your moment of the day.
My moment of the day is hats off to St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Maloney. It's a breakout year for her. Ran with the big guns and did a fantastic job. Came up a little short of the medal, but something for her to build on.
Casey, your moment of the day.
Yeah, I concur with my friend in the field events. This has been Jamaican. Everybody think about the sprints. I think about the 400, but seeing three men and getting the final of a train event, that's a good thing for Jamaica, and that's my moment of the day. Three men in the final of the discus.
Juliet?
Same here. I mean, three men in the final. I've been basking from this morning. Wrote it on Twitter. It's really great. We are truly a track and field country. And to see three of our men make it to the finals for the discus, it's an awesome achievement. And so that has to be the moment for me.
All right, we leave you now with news that we return on the holiday, August 6th, Independence Day in Jamaica. Many Jamaicans will be inside the National Stadium for the Grand Gala. Many will say that the Grand Gala is a welcome distraction to the fact that no Jamaican woman will line up in the 200 meters final. But we continue to plow on. It's not been the Olympic Games that many would have expected, both inside and outside. Many countries would have expected Jamaica to be further up on the medal board by now. We ourselves would have expected that we would have gold medals in the bag already, but we are not the only nation competing, and as we love to say, medal no live a people yard. You understand? You have to compete for them. The circumstances have to be right. You have to be lucky. You have to be blessed with good health and fitness, and that has not cooperated with some of our leading lights, hence the position we're in. But there's still a lot to cheer for and to be proud about where the achievement of our athletes are concerned. Look at Thompson, as I remarked. I said June 1, nobody knew who he was. July 1, ask people who Thompson was, and they would say, huh? And he just left the podium at the Olympics with a silver medal around his neck, and he will be able to attract big bucks the next time he races anywhere in the world. That's progress. All right, I want to say thanks to Sonia Stewart for producing the studio coach. I want to say thanks to Kareem Boyatings with us. I almost said Withers. Kareem Boyatings Withers. Carl Withers is on my mind. Yeah, Kareem for the studio coach with his guests. I want to say thanks to Damian Cunningham. I want to say thanks to Kevin Williams. Thanks to Jermaine King on the technical side. Thanks to Alric Swaby, the man who has been coordinating everything from way early this morning. Thanks to Michael Carr, who was here. Thanks to Juliet Cuthbert Flynn, Trevor T.C. Campbell, Raymond K.C. Graham, and most of all, thanks to you out there for listening and supporting us as we cover the games for you from the 33rd Olympian in Paris, the city of love, where Wayne Walker has again been pulling a tremendous shift for us as our man on the ground, giving us the insight. Until tomorrow morning, good afternoon.
The moment of the day at the Paris Olympics was brought to you by KFC. KFC, it's finger licking good.
Nationwide 90 FM has just presented live coverage of the games of the 33rd Olympiad from Paris, the City of Love. Our coverage was brought to you by
or diamond sponsors,
KFC, Pizza Hut, Fosrich,
or gold sponsors,
Sagicor Group, J. Ray and Nephew,
or silver sponsors,
Supreme Ventures Limited, Digicel, Gatorade,
or bronze sponsors,
National Road Operating and Constructing Company Limited, Spirits Expressions Sports Lounge, Imperial Optical Jamaica, Rainforest Caribbean, National Commercial Bank, Sunshine Snacks, First Rock Group, Grace Foods,
and or other sponsors,
Multilink, Kiss Baking Company, Hose Assembly and Supplies, Students Loan Bureau, Massey Distribution Limited, Starbucks, Tourism Enhancement Fund, Evergrow, Real Estate Board, Horton's Pharmacy, Petrojam Limited, Wellington Dental, Fontana Pharmacy, Juicy Patties, Maxi Department Store, Road Safety Unit, JTA Cooperative Credit Union, ISP Finance Services, Postage Logistics Group, Royalton Resorts, High-Low Food Stores, Charles O'Connor Consulting Network.
We all have a champion spirit, a uniquely Jamaican spirit. We think the unthinkable and reach for the unreachable. The steady pulse of greatness beats in us all. As powerful as we are, there comes a time when everybody needs a strength. Something to take you over that last hurdle and across the finish line.